Justin Munson is suing the mother of his daughter, Tasha Schnipkowite, for the return of his belongings and an unpaid electric bill.
Order. All rise. That's case number 272 on the calendar in the matter of Munson versus Schnipkowite. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Mr. Munson, you and the defendant lived together on and off for about 3 years, according to the complaint that I read.
Yeah.
You have one child together, and the defendant has one from another relationship. It is your complaint that when this miserable relationship finally terminated, the defendant cleaned out the apartment of property that belonged to you. You want your property back. It is suggested in the complaint that you have a domestic violence problem, which means a short fuse or an assaultive personality, and that the defendant has an alcohol problem. And these two children, unfortunately, have to suffer through all of that. The defendant says she took only the property that was hers, and she is counterclaiming for the assault that she alleges was perpetrated by you, which caused this final separation. Is that correct?
Correct.
You lived on and off for 3 years. How old is the child that you have together?
1.
And how old is your other child?
My son is 10.
And there was a time when both of these children were removed from your custody by Child Protective Services.
No.
Just one.
Just one. Actually, my ex-husband and I have joint custody. I had physical care of my oldest son up until 2005, and then physical care went over to my ex-husband, and it went from him having weekends to me having weekends, Your Honor.
That was through Child Protective Services?
No, not on my son, just on Emma, Your Honor.
Just on our daughter.
So Child Protective Services did not remove the older child and place the older child in foster care, but they removed the younger child. How old was Emma when she was removed?
She was 5 weeks old, but it was in my relative. I'm sorry, 5 weeks old, Your Honor.
Why was she removed?
The defendant had put bruises. I have pictures of what he did to her and what he did to me at the time, and this is why she was removed.
Can I see it, please?
Yes. And he was actually founded for the abuse on her face and pleaded out to the abuse on me.
Judge, there is another thing that is being removed for that, for being both of us being founded for that bruise on her, and it's still in our appeal.
Who's responsible for the bruises on the defendant?
That's me.
That would be you?
I pleaded guilty, yep.
How many times did you plead guilty to assault?
Just once.
He was arrested several times, sorry.
Prior to your relationship with the defendant, were you involved in another relationship?
Yes.
Were you ever arrested with regard to that relationship for domestic violence?
We both were, yes.
Didn't ask about both. I said you.
Yes, I did.
What are you smiling about?
Because it's not nice for me what I did. I regret it.
Well, then why are you smiling? That's an inappropriate affect. You know what they say about inappropriate affect? They usually say that you're crazy when you have inappropriate affect. Is your grandmother still alive?
One, yes.
Okay, if somebody said to you that your grandmother died, would you smile?
Probably not.
Right, because that would be an appropriate affect. You would look sad. You would say, oh, my goodness. So when I ask you about who did this and whether you were ever arrested for domestic violence and you smile, it's inappropriate.
Sorry, Judge.
You did it again. What stuff do you claim she took? Let's just get to it.
Tools.
Tools. You have his tools?
I have pictures of what tools I have. There's no way anything in the house was close.
Listen to me.
Yes.
Stop shaking.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You have his tools?
No, not the tools that he claims.
I don't care tools he claims. The tools that you have. You have tools.
One toolbox and one tote of tools.
Good. Very, very good. You're going to return those to him?
I absolutely will.
Absolutely. Within 5 days. You get your tools back, sir, within 5 days. What else do you claim she has of yours?
Leather jacket.
A leather jacket. Do you have it?
I could have it. I wore it when I was pregnant.
Listen to me very carefully. I want you to give him back his leather jacket. Okay. Perfect. What else?
A pool stick. There's
a pool stick?
Yeah.
You never hit her with it. Look at me. I'm talking. You never hit her with the pool stick, did you?
No.
Do you have his pool stick, madam?
I don't believe so.
She has no pool stick. What else?
Half a utility bill.
Forget it.
And my Mark Martin
You what?
My NASCAR stuff.
Your NASCAR stuff. What kind of NASCAR stuff?
Mark Martin propel, like cars.
I have no idea. You're mumbling, you're garbling your words.
Mark Martin cars. There's like number 6, the race car NASCAR.
A race car number 6. Do you have his race car
We
NASCAR?
redid my son's room in NASCAR, and he gave this Mark Martin stuff. My son's a junior fan.
That's
he gave it to my
true,
son
Your
in his room.
Just 1 second. I want you to consider it a gift to the 10-year-old. What's next?
That's
it.
That's it.
Listen, within 5 days, you're going to return to him in a nice box his tools that you have and his leather jacket.
Okay.
You're going to look around and see if you can find his pool cue.
Okay.
If you can find his pool cue, you're going to send it to him. Who are you?
Sorry, I'm his mother.
I wouldn't acknowledge that fact before all these people. Madam, do you hear what I just said? He sued for his property. He just told me what his property was. Don't help him. That's what he says his property was.
Excuse me, Judge.
He didn't understand, I'm sure.
He didn't understand? That's not my problem. I didn't raise him. That's your problem. You raised an abuser. That's your problem. I would take care of that before I took care of anything else.
I went through my class on that. Excuse me, Judge.
Let me explain something. Did you go through the class the last time you beat up a woman?
I didn't have to because we was a mutual agreement.
Mutual combatants.
He graduated BEP and did it
Listen.
again. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
I got it. I'm not excusing you. You picked him.
I got a restraining order and left.
Very
for
good.
my
You're going to
kids.
get your stuff all ready.
I got that restraining order right here saying that why did she stay in my house before then? She still came in.
Mr. Munson, you came to court asking for the court's help in getting you your property back. She says she has some tools that belong to you, and she's more than willing to give you those tools back. She also believes she has your leather jacket,
Yes.
which she is going to give you back. You also want a little toy car.
There's a bunch of them.
And she was honest with me the first two things. She said, I think I have his tools, and I have his leather jacket. About the cars, you redecorated while you were together the 10-year-old's room, and you put those cars in his room. That makes it a gift. You don't get those back.
That's because it's a two-bedroom apartment. Where else are we going to put it in our two-bedroom apartment?
You don't want me to answer that question, sir.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Is he your only child?
No.
Are the other ones normal?
Yes.
The other one is normal.
Both of them.
He's not normal.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Justin Munson claims the mother of his daughter, Tasha Schnipkowite, won't return his tools or his NASCAR collectibles. Tasha is countersuing, claiming Justin physically abused her and their infant daughter.
Now I want you to give me the date of this assault that you are complaining about.
It was Memorial Weekend, May of 2006.
That wasn't this assault, was it?
No, that was October when my daughter was removed, October of 05. All I have is my hospital records of the
Can I
Memorial.
see it, please?
Absolutely, Your Honor. In that incident, he had swelled my eyes shut.
Do you have any photographs?
I didn't get photographs.
Okay. I would like you to tell me what happened on Memorial Day.
Okay. I picked him up from work, and we had went out for a couple drinks, and he has a very, very jealous tendency. Always.
Why were you drinking? You got a problem.
He states that I have a problem drinking, Your Honor. I don't drink any more than anybody else might. Okay.
You may or may not, but I wouldn't drink at all.
That's true. That is true.
So you went out for a couple of drinks and...
And prior to that, we had separated, and I had just moved back in with him. And when we were separated, I had started dating somebody else. And he always wanted me to tell him in detail everything about the man. Well, when he drank, that's when his anger really flares. And so we had gotten home, and he started asking me questions about the other gentleman. And I wasn't willing to talk about it, so he held me down on the couch. And he just over and over in my head and in my face. And I had to wait till he passed out, and I ran down the street to my mother's house. And my mother then called the DHS because we had a visit with our daughter that weekend. And they didn't think that our daughter should come the next day with me looking the way I did. And
Okay,
Okay.
You want to tell me your version, Mr. Munson, of what
Yeah.
happened on Memorial Day?
She got hit by a softball, Judge. That guy written right here, statement from her saying she did.
You mean from the emergency room?
Nope, from the emergency room said that, and from what she told the DHS.
I had
Oh,
to
I'm
said I
telling
would never
you,
get
that's
my
no
daughter
question
back.
that's what she told them, that she got hit with a softball or maybe a bus. That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you what happened on Memorial Day, sir. I expect an answer. Look, don't look there.
I will.
And don't look there. Listen to me. There is no question you assaulted her on Memorial Day. There is no question in my mind that you assaulted her on Memorial Day. Maybe you have an excuse. Maybe there was a reason. Maybe you were drinking. Maybe she was drinking. But don't tell me she got hit with a baseball. Do you understand? That's what she told them so that they weren't going to remove the little girl again or keep you both from her because of the domestic violence. So let's hear it.
I was out with my friend in Illinois that day
Why didn't you bring your witness?
because I was told that I didn't need him.
Well, you do. There you go with that stupid affect again, Mr. Munson. You want to tell me what happened on Memorial Day?
I came home at 11, and she came home next day. I don't remember what day it was, but it was the next day at 5 in the morning, and her eye was swollen shut, and we took her to the hospital about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Your Honor, we went to his mother's that weekend, and she's the only one that knew the truth.
Just a sec. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to get the truth out of his mother. She's going to continue to cover for him like she's been covering for him his whole life.
Yes.
But I know that he assaulted you. No question. And it would be outrageous for you to say a word. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Can I please have the medical report, please? One of these days, he's going to really hurt somebody, madam. He's going to really hurt somebody because he's a nasty drunk. He's a nasty, vicious drunk. Tasha stated that she received the bruising on her face, arms, because they're concerned about returning this child to a household where there is domestic violence. She received the bruising on her face, arms, and inner thigh at the end of May from a baseball. You got it. Is he your only child?
No.
Are the other ones normal?
Yes. He's married and has a child.
The other one is normal.
All of them. Both of them.
He's not normal. He's not normal.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
When you bring a child up in an abusive household, like you did, that's what they become. They become an abuser.
And later today,
The defendant says that you did finance some reconstructive cosmetic surgery.
She wanted to start a new life, and no cosmetic surgeon is going to take payment, so I paid for it up front.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Justin Munson claims the mother of his daughter, Tasha Schnipkowite, won't return his tools or his NASCAR collectibles. Tasha is countersuing, claiming Justin physically abused her and their infant daughter.
Okay. Were you married to their father?
Yes.
Did he beat you?
abusive.
Yes.
Did he beat you?
Yes.
That's what happens. Abusers see their mothers abused. That's what they think happens. That's the way they think people live. You're allowed to do it. It's accepted. Don't you read things? Don't you watch television? Don't you see documentaries? Don't you read newspapers? When you bring a child up in an abusive household, like you did, that's what they become. They become an abuser, like your son. And don't make excuses for him. You may have made excuses for your husband, but don't make excuses for your son. Judgment for the defendant on the counterclaim in the amount of $5,000. Thank you very much. That's it.
Why did I excuse, sir? Stay here. Stay here for a moment.
It took a lot for me to move on, and now I'm doing, I don't want to stay with an abusive man.
Hitting over head with a pan. I got hit with anything she could grab.
I don't want to raise my kids to grow up to be what he is.
I was wrong in what I've done, yes, but
You took
I mean, I
classes.
took my part in doing my classes to make myself better.
He promised he'd change, and again, it just kept happening over and over and over.
I got a good woman now that she has no problem with me.
When you start seeing those red flags, get out.
Restaurant owner Nathan Hillesheim is suing former customer, 22-year-old Carl Thompson, for the cost to replace a storefront window and a neon sign. Carl is countersuing for medical bills.
Yeah, it's case number 585 on the...
Just take your hands out of your pockets. Stay right where you are. Thank you.
Yeah, it's case number 585 on the calendar in the matter of Hillesheim versus Thompson.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated, gentlemen. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Hillesheim, you own a restaurant?
I do, yep.
What kind of a restaurant is it?
It's a sandwich shop, Herbert and Gerbert's.
According to your complaint, Mr. Thompson came into your restaurant on a particular day. What day was it?
February 9th, about 1:50 in the morning.
And according to you, he came in intoxicated.
No, he was drunk.
That's what I said.
.256.
And he started a fight, and he went through your plate glass window. You want him to pay to repair the window.
Plus the neon sign was broke, too.
Mr. Thompson says in his counterclaim that one of your employees pushed him through the plate glass window, and he is counterclaiming for $5,000 for his medical bills and his pain and suffering. Right? That's your counterclaim.
Yeah, exactly.
How old are you, sir?
22 years old.
Where had you been drinking on the night of February 9th?
Well, I started at Scheid's bar, and I made it down to Brothers, and those are the only two bars.
What time had you started?
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you.
Was it dark?
Yeah, it was dark out.
Who were you with?
I was with a whole bunch of people, a whole group. There was like probably 15 of us out that night or so.
Who went to the sandwich shop?
It was me, Jared, my other roommate, Nate.
How many of them were you?
There was like 5 of us in there.
How did you get there?
I just walked.
From where?
Brother's Bar.
And what did you go in there for?
I just wanted to get a sandwich.
When you got in there, what happened, Mr. Thompson?
Basically, I was...
Do you remember what happened?
Yeah, I do.
You weren't too drunk to remember?
No.
Were the police called that night?
Well, yeah.
Did they take a blood alcohol reading on you?
Yes, it did.
What was it?
It was .256, but I must say this was after my arm was cut and I'd lost probably over a pint of blood. I don't know if that's going to affect my blood alcohol content.
Nah, you got plenty of blood, sir. You got plenty of blood.
It was a .256, yeah.
So well over the legal limit.
Yeah.
But you remember everything that happened?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much.
After I lost all that blood in my arm, I started getting kind of out there a little bit.
You'd been to the restaurant before?
Yeah.
Ever had any trouble there before?
No, never.
So tell me what happened when you walked in.
Basically...
No, not basically. Look at me and tell me what happened. You walk in with your 5 friends.
Yeah, me and my friends went in there to go get a sandwich, and basically the next thing you know, I get...
I don't want to hear basically. If you say you remember what happened, sir,
No.
I want to hear what happened. Don't look down. You want somebody else to tell me what happened?
No.
Yeah.
Shh. Quiet.
No.
I'll get to you.
Fair enough.
I went into the sandwich shop. I was assaulted by another man.
Nothing happened first. You didn't say anything to anybody.
No.
Okay, let's stop with you. Let's go. Were you there that night?
No, I wasn't there that night.
You were. Step up. Tell me your name.
Name's Brett.
Brett?
Brett.
Where are you?
Where am I?
Yeah, you're in a court. Do you have a last name?
Keys. I'm sorry.
What do you do in the sandwich shop?
I'm usually a delivery guy, but at that particular night I was working behind the counter.
Do you remember Mr. Thompson and his group coming in?
I do.
You remember what happened?
I do.
You want to tell me what happened?
Well, I was working behind the counter at the time, and I heard an altercation begin, so I walked around the counter and began wiping off the tables so I could make sure nothing got out of control.
What did you hear?
Right away, all I heard was just Mr. Thompson talking about this girl going home with this black male, and I didn't think anything of it at the time, but then...
Do you remember what he said?
I don't remember. I could just hear him saying something.
Your Honor, I could clear this up real easily, too, if you'd like. I get it explained.
You weren't there.
I know I wasn't, but...
Then you can't explain.
I've got a guy here, though, that actually can.
Oh, you have another witness?
Yeah, see, I think he was...
Well, just a second. If you have another witness, I'll hear the other witness because this one is fuzzy.
Okay.
Where's the other witness?
Dante? Gonna bring Dante out.
Dante who? That's okay.
Sorry, dude. John Blanks.
Dante. Here's your right hand. You swear to tell the truth in these matters?
I do.
State your name for the record.
Dante Pettis.
Mr. Pettis, I assume you were in Mr. Hilsheim's restaurant.
Yes, ma'am.
On the evening of February 9th.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you eating there?
I wasn't actually eating there. Me, 2 female friends, and another male friend of mine, they were actually eating. We were waiting for a cab at the time of the altercation.
Can you tell me what happened, if you remember what happened with Mr.
I remember
Thompson?
Very well. As we sat at one of the booths, he came up and was making comments towards, racially, saying, why are you going home with these guys or whatever? The only thing they're going to do is, sleep with you tonight and then never call you and things of that nature.
So he was addressing this group that you were with?
Yes.
Was he using any words that were negative?
It wasn't actually the words that was negative, it was just the demeanor of which he was using them.
How far was he standing from your table when he said that?
Oh, at that time he was maybe right at the end of the table.
So what happened next, Mr. Pettis?
I was a bouncer. I've been a bouncer in the city of Winona, so I know how to kind of diffuse the situation. So me and the 2 young ladies decided to go outside just to wait for the cab out there. And one of the young ladies walked back in, and I saw her say something. I don't know exactly what she said. I don't know who she was talking to or whatever. So I walked in following that. Next thing I heard was, oh, you think I'm racist? You think I'm racist? I'm the wrong MFer, to be called racist and this and that. Next thing...
Who was saying that?
He was. Then the next thing, he swung at me.
Swung at you?
Yes, he took 2 swings at me. I retaliated.
Take hands out of your pockets.
I actually retaliated. I hit him a couple times, and that's when Brent kind of came from behind the counter already or whatever. He tried to defuse the situation or whatever, and the young man over there was pretty drunk at the time, and he slipped through the window.
You don't remember any of that, Mr. Thompson?
Any of that just went on? I do remember some of that.
Well, how come you forgot all about that when you were telling me what happened? The next thing you knew, you said you got... When I asked you what happened, you said you walked in, and the next thing you knew, you got pushed through a plate glass window. You forgot all about this whole thing.
See, I didn't know. I thought I was coming here today to pretty much go to court over me getting thrown through the window. I didn't know any of this stuff was going to be part of it at all.
What do you mean you didn't know that was...
I didn't know. Pretty much what I thought was like that. The only thing that I was pretty much going to come here to pretty much argue was just the fact that I was thrown through a window unreasonably.
Well, just a second. Mr. Thompson, there were events that led up to that. You didn't walk into a restaurant and order a tuna on whole wheat toast, and somebody said, I don't like people who order tunas on whole wheat toast. He'd go through a plate glass window. There was something that transpired, Mr. Thompson, that led up to an altercation.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Right here, you see Brett grab onto me, and I can just get tossed and watch. Not only does he do that, he keeps throwing me around. Watch him.
I don't see him throwing
I'm still getting thrown. That's me right there, getting thrown around by him still. Look at him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Restaurant owner Nathan Hillisheim says a drunken customer, Carl Thompson, fell through a plate glass window in his store. Carl claims he was pushed through the window by one of Nathan's employees.
So when I ask you what happened...
You know, Your Honor, this is so ridiculous that I can't even believe this is... No, what's going on right now, Your Honor, is all these guys know each other. Like, everything that he said is flipping everything around. They're flipping it upon me. Like, I didn't say anything racist to him at all the whole time. There was nothing of the sort. I don't... I don't even know who was yelling out the door or whatever. And all of a sudden, the next thing you know, Your Honor, I'm sitting there, and he left to go outside, and he comes back in, and I get blindsided hit. That's what happened. That's how the fight started, and then I retaliated after that.
And when you retaliated, what happened?
Nothing. I just was defending myself on it. Like, he came in, he blindsided, hit me in the face. I didn't even know what was going on, and like, I was just a scramble after that, pretty much.
I'd love to see the video, because I understand that there's a tape.
Yeah.
But take your hand out of your pocket. Wouldn't have had any trouble, Mr. Thompson, if you weren't drunk. Listen to me, sir. We wouldn't be standing here today if a 22-year-old didn't drink to the extent that he got diarrhea of the mouth and said things that he shouldn't have. We wouldn't be here today. Whether they acted appropriately or not is another issue.
Your Honor,
I'm speaking. The problem emanated from the fact that you lost control of your ability for reasoned judgment by drinking too much. And if you didn't, you wouldn't have gone through a plate glass window, and you wouldn't have had any problem. The problem started with you. With you. Because there isn't a question in my mind, Mr. Thompson, that you made statements to this man and his three companions that if you had not had too much to drink, you wouldn't have said. Now, whether they overreacted is another issue.
Exactly.
The fault lies with you. So stop thinking of yourself as a victim. How long have you owned the sandwich shop?
5 years.
How many times has somebody gone through your window?
First one.
You think it's an accident that the first person that went through his window had a 2.56 blood alcohol reading? You think that that's an accident?
Your Honor, once again...
I'm asking you a question. You think that it's an accident that in 5 years, the only person that went through his window had a 2.56 blood alcohol reading?
Your Honor, everyone that goes in there at that time of the night, Herbert's and Gerbert's is located by all the bars.
Just a second. Is what you're going to tell me everyone who goes in there is drunk?
No, but what I'm saying is that...
Just a second.
They have fights, and there's always drunk people there, so...
I said to you, fine, very good. So what you're saying to me is that in 5 years of drunken people going into his bar at 1 o'clock in the morning, you're the first drunk that went through the plate glass window. And I'm saying to you, do you think that that's some sort of serendipity? Now I'll see the video. I've gotten it out of my system. Idiot.
If I could, Your Honor, it's a kind of choppy video. It's not very clear at all. Could I have Brett to actually explain what goes on the video?
You won't explain to me, sir, if I can't see it.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Mr. Pettis, can you tell me what's going on here, please?
May I approach the
Yes,
TV,
please.
Thank you. If you see, this is like the group of people. I'm actually standing over here, and he's right there. He just took a swing at me. The video's kind of chopped up. He took a swing at me. I retaliated, and that's how everything gets pushed over.
All right, so now everything is pushed over towards the window.
Yes.
Go ahead.
It was like when we were all over here, he was separating us, and at that point in time is when he slipped through the window. Brett actually...
Well, I don't see that point.
Yeah, Your Honor, this is not clearly showing it at all. I have a better video on this laptop over here where I can clearly go through it frame by frame, and I've got it. I can clearly show this a lot better, Your Honor. Yeah, there was absolutely no.
Take your hands out of your pockets.
Excuse me. Okay. Let's see here. And it goes frame by frame. Okay, you see absolutely everyone's just chilling. No one's really. I mean, he's just sitting there. There's some
but
people.
But you get to the point where you're going through the window.
Yeah, exactly. I'm getting to it. It's frame by frame. You see Brett walk over right there, right here. You see Brett grab onto me and start. He grabs me and kind of does a throw through the window a little bit.
I don't see that at all.
There I am, right there. I wasn't stumbling drunk, Your Honor, not one bit. And I could just get tossed and watch him follow me through there. Not only does he do that, he keeps throwing me around. Watch him.
I don't see him throwing you.
I'm still getting thrown. That's me right there, getting thrown around by him still. Look at him.
Does it look to you, sir, as if you keep trying to move forward as he's trying to take you back?
That's after I'd already been through the window. That's after I'd already been through the window, though. And he still kept on me.
Just a second.
Yeah.
So after you've been through the window, you're still off trying to get Dante? Is that what happened?
No, not at all.
Well, that's what looks as if it's happening here, sir.
No, not one bit. That's not it at all.
Take it back.
Excuse me. That is not one bit. He grabbed me and started dragging me.
After this altercation, after he went through the window and he was still trying to come at me, that's when Brett had him trying to restrain him.
When he went through the window, was he outside or inside?
Well, he fell into the window. He was his lower half was still inside of the store, but the upper part of him was kind of outside the store.
Got it. So when he got up, because I saw him get up
he got pulled back
inside
in.
the store.
Yeah, he was coming after me again. My buddy that was still in there pushed me outside, grabbed me, made me go outside, and was just telling me to leave. That's when his other friend decided to come out, and I guess he had a few choice words for me, and he wanted the altercation to continue.
You were there?
Yes, ma'am.
Up. Now, Mr. Orr, how many people got into an altercation that night?
2.
How many people from your group?
1.
Who was that?
Carl.
Carl who?
Carl Thompson.
Now, do you think that that's just a coincidence that of the 5 people in your group, the only one that was drunk got into an altercation?
No, ma'am.
You think that was because he was drunk?
Yes.
Did you hear him make any comments at all to Mr. Pettis and the group of people that he was sitting with?
No, I heard no comments made.
So you didn't hear Mr. Thompson say anything to them?
No, the only thing that I saw is when he came back into the restaurant, and then I saw a punch go right at Carl's face.
The police were called. Were you there?
Yes.
Who was taken into custody?
Nobody.
Nobody at all? Anybody arrested that night?
No.
How come?
Well, I wasn't there, so my brother went down and handled it that night.
Was there a police report?
Yes, there is.
I'd like to
I think
see
this
it.
details everything
I'd like
pretty
to
well.
see the police
If you got
report,
any questions
please.
throughout this,
Could you just answer my question?
More than happy to answer them.
Somebody who wasn't there, you sure have a lot to say. Mr. Orr, you remember speaking to a police officer that night?
Yes.
You remember telling the police officer in response to his questions if they had been in a fight, that they both indicated that they had not been in a fight and you were with Mr. Thompson? Do you remember that?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, that's what the police officer says. Says that when the police arrived, they saw you and Mr. Thompson walking. He asked where you were coming from, and you indicated that you were coming from Sheindlin's bar, the opposite direction they had been walking, and well after bar closing time. So you lied to the police, according to the police. I exited my squad car and approached on foot. Again, I asked if they had been in a fight, and they both indicated that they had not been in a fight. I then observed a small drop of blood on the shirt of Orr. That would be you. Thompson was standing behind Orr and slightly offset. I then observed Thompson's left hand was all bloody and he was dripping blood, and then I requested rescue. That's what the police officer says. I'm just reading the police report.
Yeah, Jared was never actually in a fight at all. And with me,
Listen to me, Mr. Thompson. If a police officer came up and I was all bloody and I had been pushed through a plate glass window, and according to you, you had been blindsided by a punch to your face in the bar, and a police officer said, first, where are you coming from? I wouldn't have lied and say I was coming from a bar, because that was a lie. You would say I was coming from the sandwich shop. And then if I was asked by the police officer, was there a fight? I would have said, yeah, there was a fight. I got pushed through a plate glass window.
And I did. Your Honor, like I said, and it shows on the police report, I had bled copious amounts of blood. I'd been punched.
Something, not from your brain.
But after the point when I went through that window, and at that point, I got no recollections even of talking to that officer at that point.
You know why?
Because I'd lost so much blood.
Listen to me. If you lost that much blood, sir, so that you were delirious, you couldn't have been walking.
I lost a lot of blood, Your Honor.
Oh, God. You're standing here, aren't you? Orr stated that a group of black males attacked Thompson at the sandwich shop. And then Mr. Orr, according to the police, at least said that Orr told me that one of the black males displayed a handgun in his waistband. I did not believe Orr about the handgun or the way Thompson had received the cut, because you told the police that he got the cut by being punched so many times. At CMH, I assume that's the hospital, I spoke with Thompson. He admitted that he had been kicked out of the bar earlier that night for fighting with some black guys.
That didn't even happen
Thompson
at all.
stated he was sitting in the sandwich shop eating when the black guys entered and began to racially harass him by calling him white boy and white. Oh.
Your Honor, at that point, that wasn't even right.
I know you were delirious from your loss of blood.
It wasn't right of the police to try to get a statement at that point.
Just a second. Okay, what was the bill for the window?
The window to replace it was $344.96.
Cheap.
Neon sign was $90. Got receipts here if you'd like to take a look at them.
$434.96. Mr. Thompson, which is what?
$344.96.
What?
$344.96.
Plus the sign.
Plus the sign is $90.
No, I said $434.96.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No?
Yeah, you're right.
Let's do it again.
And I did graduate college, sorry.
No, I'm not good in math. I have one of these.
All right. See, you're cheating. You're cheating.
Right.
Mr. Thompson, you owe the plaintiff $434.96. Your counterclaim is dismissed. You brought the incident on yourself that evening. Next time, sir, don't drink. You can't handle it. Your counterclaim's dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
From now on, I'm going to go to the city council of Winona.
The guy was obviously drunk.
And talk to him about Herberts and Gerberts and all their fights that go on outside of there.
.256, that's more like a guy's batting average.
And maybe, hopefully, we can get something done. Maybe they just shouldn't be open that late at night.
99.9% of the time, no problems. 0.1, this guy, whatever, we'll deal with it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Powell versus Rust. Step forward, please.
25-year-old Brenda Powell is suing her ex-roommate, Angela Rust, for breaching their rental agreement.
Thank you, Bird.
You're welcome, Jack.
Don't get comfy.
You're not going to be here long?
No.
Okay.
Miss Powell, this used to be your roommate.
Correct.
How long did you share an apartment together?
It was a period of about 5 months, but it was supposed to have been 13.
And then, according to your complaint, owing to problems that were generated by the defendant, you had to move.
I had no choice, yes.
And you moved into another apartment, and the rent on that apartment was more than your half of the rent on the apartment that you shared together. So you want her to pay the difference on your one-bedroom apartment that you have to pay now because she wasn't a good roommate.
Correct.
Good. That's not a case. So, sorry to tell you, we don't do cases like that because it's ridiculous. If you wanted to move back with your mother, you could have done that. Who are you?
Her friend, Natalie.
Natalie, do you have an apartment?
I do.
You could have moved in with Natalie.
No.
In any event, there is no cause of action for paying the difference between the roommate's half and your apartment now. Do you understand? There's no cause of action for that.
Yes, there is. I was forced to move into the one bedroom. My only other option was to break the lease and pay $7,500.
Well, then maybe you should have.
ma'am, I
then maybe you
offered to
should have
help her.
done. I'm speaking. Then maybe you should have done that, and then you might have had a cause of action.
But I wouldn't have had a place to
But you
live.
don't have a cause of action by moving into a one bedroom and asking her to pay the difference. That doesn't happen.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I had no idea that someone can just sue you for pretty much no reason when you don't owe them any money.
I'm very angry because this is a very valid case.
I'm actually just really relieved to be done with this situation.
She was an awful roommate. She drank all the time. She was always partying.
We were friends. We got in a lot of fights.
She'd never ever pay the bills, but she still had enough money to drink all the time.
She asked me to move out, and I moved, and now she's trying to sue me because I got a house and she wants to get money from me.
She paid rent late and bounced 3 checks in 3 months that we lived there.
We had a lot of personal disagreements.
We were really good friends. We hung out all the time. She treated me really well.
I'm just very happy to be done with the situation.
We moved in and she started dating this guy and they were partying all the time, nonstop. I felt like I lived in a fraternity house.
She's out of my life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ruskowski versus Nees. Step forward, please.
Edward Ruskowski is suing 23-year-old Jody Nees for backing into his BMW in a video store parking lot.
Mr. Ruskowski, your car was parked in a parking lot.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, the defendant hit your car while it was in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Top of everything else, Ms. Nees does not have insurance, or did not have insurance on the day this incident happened with her car. You want her to be responsible for all the damage. Ms. Nees says it's not her fault that she hit your car because her daughter was choking. That's your defense. What is your defense to not having insurance?
I mailed my payment in 2 days late, so when they received it, they already sent me a letter in the mail saying it was canceled, and I did not get that mail until I got home about an hour before I went to the video store.
Why did you mail your insurance payment in late?
Because I ended up being out of town, and when the bill came in, it was already too late. And usually I'm always on time with my bills.
But this time.
Sure. There's no excuse for not having your insurance. They always send you your bills well in advance. Where were you out of town?
I was visiting my grandma.
You know something? I believe only a third of what you've said so far. I believe that you hit his car. I believe that you had no insurance. I believe nothing else that you said to me. And I'm a really good judge of that. So there's a couple of good stories that you made up that you just told me. So we're going to come back to the other questions that I'm going to ask you, and you better tell me the truth. If you don't, I'm going to embarrass you. Pregnant, not pregnant, I don't care. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Good. Okay. Because I believe when somebody does something wrong, they're supposed to accept responsibility for what they do. Now, how did you hit his car?
I was pulling out of the parking space with my
Pulling out
daughter.
of a parking space, what store had you been in?
The video store.
What was the name of the video that you got from the video store?
Bambi.
That's the third thing I don't believe. Now, so you're pulling out of the video store after you got a copy of something that I only believe maybe 10% might have been Bambi. And what happened?
I put my daughter in the car. We were about to leave. We start pulling out of the parking lot. She starts choking. So my first reaction is I turn around, check on her. My foot slipped off the brake, and I ran into his car.
So whose fault is that?
Mine.
Good! That's the first good thing you said. So you're responsible for the damage to his car.
Yes.
And you have no insurance. So if you're responsible for the damage to his car and you have no insurance, you have to pay for the damage to his car. Now, can I see the pictures of the car, please?
Pictures right here, Judge.
And can I see the estimates? Who are you?
I am her husband, Kevin.
Stand up. You're the one that didn't send the insurance in? You were visiting her grandma, too? Hey, where do you work?
I'm a manager of a Pizza Hut.
Where?
In Hammond.
How many Pizza Huts are there in Hammond, Indiana?
One.
One. If I were to call the only Pizza Hut in Hammond, Indiana, would they tell me you were working on or about August 6th, or that you were away?
Yes, but no.
Yes, but...
At that time, Judge, I was working at a different Pizza Hut in Griffith, Indiana.
If I were to call the Pizza Hut where you were working in August of 2006, would they tell me you were there?
They would tell you I was not there, Judge.
Where were you?
I was at her grandmother's house.
For how long?
For approximately 4 days, Judge.
4 days. Hardly enough time for insurance to be canceled. Right, Mr. Nees?
I'm not an insurance agent. I have no idea.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 21.
I'm slightly older. They don't cancel insurance in 4 days. Have anything else you want to say to me?
The only thing that I would like to say is we know we're responsible for the damages to his car.
So why did you pay him?
But I don't think it's $1,700 damage to his car.
Listen, sir, take a look at the photographs, and I'm telling you, no body work on a car is cheap. That's a lot of body work on that car. And you're 21 years old, and I'm only slightly older than you are. So I am here to tell you, Mr. Nees, that that's at least $1,739 worth of damage to his car. It's a bargain.
Yeah, Judge.
Is there anything that I said that you don't agree with, sir?
Well, I'm just... Oh, no, you're right.
Then just be quiet. All right, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,739. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I agree. It was my fault.
Oh, it's great. You know, I got paid.
I am willing to pay him.
Get my car fixed, finally.
So she was right.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Oriole versus Stuckenschneider. Step forward, please.
Heather Oriole is suing her ex-boyfriend, John Stuckenschneider, for mortgage payments, the cost of an airline ticket, and harassment.
He used to be your boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
It is your claim that he moved into a home that you owned.
Yes, ma'am.
With a child. Your son?
My son, that's correct.
And it was the agreement that he was going to pay the mortgage on that home while he was living there.
Yes.
and then eventually you were going to move in together.
Yes.
It is your claim that he failed to pay the mortgage on the house, that you didn't find that out right away. You were forced to make up those payments. It damaged your credit. And in addition, a small loan for a plane ticket that you made to him, and you claim he's been harassing you.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody harasses people. I don't understand that. So tell me about the arrangement, about the mortgage. That's really the big piece of this lawsuit.
In March of 2006, I purchased the home so that the defendant and his son would have a place to live.
Where were you living before, sir?
I was leasing another house, and that lease expired.
And you were living with your son. How old's your son?
He's 22 now.
So he's an adult.
Yes.
So, lease expired, you bought the house, he moved in. What was the mortgage payment?
It was a combined payment. It was 100% financing, so I had to get 2 mortgages, and combined it was a total of about $1,300.
And when was he supposed to live there with you?
Our agreement, our understanding when I made the commitment to buy this house was that when his son felt he could financially afford to move out, which we were anticipating at the end of 2006, at that time he and I would get married and we would join our families and live in that home together, and I would sell my other house.
Is that your agreement so far, sir?
It's a little bit different than that. We actually tried to get the mortgage together, and because of a negative credit situation with a prior divorce, I could not qualify for the exactly,
on your part.
Absolutely. I could not qualify for the loan, and so the agreement was that she would go ahead and finance the house. I would be responsible for the mortgage payments on the property. Within a week of that signing, we would add my name to the deed. Of course, that didn't happen. But within a year of great payment history, we'd be able to refinance again with me added to the loan.
Fine. When did you move out of the house?
I think it was November.
Of 06?
Yes.
How many mortgage payments did you make?
I made 3 or 4. I actually have my bank statements that reflect that, then they're highlighted here.
Well, you moved in March or April?
I can't remember exactly when we closed, but it was right after.
It was right at the 1st of April when he moved in.
Okay.
You should have made 7 mortgage payments.
If I had been current, which didn't happen.
Well, so I got it.
Right.
How many mortgage payments did you miss?
2 mortgage
How
payments.
many did he miss?
On the larger mortgage, it was 2, and on the smaller mortgage, it was 4.
The larger mortgage was how much?
$961.
And on the smaller mortgage, you missed 4?
Yes, ma'am.
The smaller mortgage was how much?
$346.46.
$346. Okay, fine. So far you owe her $33.06 plus late fees. Because you didn't pay. Now, you want to tell me why you didn't pay?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm only marginally curious.
All right.
How old are you first?
I'm 43.
43. What do you do for a living?
I'm in the insurance business.
Go ahead.
I moved in the house, made the mortgage payments. I was in a new career. It was going great for the first few months, and I was making the payments, and then the certain promises that were made to me by the company didn't materialize. I lost bonuses that I thought were coming to me. This was never...
You know, sir, you want to tell it to Oprah.
Okay.
I mean, me, TFT. I will explain that to you later. You have to pay a $3,306 because every 43-year-old man pays rent, especially when he lives at a place with his 22-year-old son.
Your Honor.
That's what you do.
At this time, at the first of this thing, I didn't even have a lease on this particular property.
I don't care whether you have a lease or not. You want to live rent-free, go to a shelter.
Not. No.
Let's get to the plane ticket. She booked, according to her, a plane ticket, $308. Let's hear your version.
Okay. She had been talking to me for some time about signing a lease on the property. I was reluctant because we hadn't done the deed thing. That had not happened. My name had not been added to the deed. This opportunity to go to Vegas came up. I didn't have the money to go. She offered to pay that only if I would sign that lease. And so I did. And she paid for the ticket. Also in that lease, there's a clause that states that as long as I kept the payments current, that I would receive all tax benefits from the payments. Of course, 100% interest at this point.
Listen to me. You've just told me there's a clause in the lease, which I haven't even seen, that as long as you're current in your payments, you get the tax benefit. You weren't current in your payments,
Correct.
So that clause is null and void. Right? I also told you that you're a big grown-up man who has a 22-year-old son, and grown-up men pay rent. You don't live someplace free. You want to live free, go to the Salvation Army. You chose to live in this very comfortable home. You have to pay. And if what you're telling me is that she held the plane tickets over your head in order to get you to sign the lease, that's ridiculous.
Well, that's
ridiculous. You sound ridiculous, like a ridiculous baby. Now, I don't want to be bothered by your harassment. Somebody with this kind of accent doesn't harass you. He could be annoying.
Highly.
Now, what were the penalties? Were there any mortgage penalties that you had to pay?
All of the payments that I made that are a reflection of the extra interest and penalties that were built in. So
Okay, that were built in. So then he owes you $3,614. Plane ticket and mortgage. Thank you very much. You're a very nice couple. You don't belong together. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She had to lay out the money, and I haven't been able to pay her up to now.
I think when you find somebody's being dishonest,
And I guess she's going to get what she's been wanting. So
don't give them a second chance, because if they're going to do it once, they're going to do it again.
Nelson Castillo is suing his former live-in girlfriend, Clara Vasquez, for a half a month's rent and for the return of a dirt bike and television.
All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 513 on the calendar in the matter of Castillo versus Vasquez.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Mr. Castillo, Ms. Vasquez and you lived together with your son and daughter for a period of time, and it is your claim that she left during the month of July 2006. She left without paying her half of July's rent, and in addition, she took property that didn't belong to her, a dirt bike that belonged to your son, and a 32-inch television set. Ms. Vasquez, in her defense, acknowledges that she left in mid-July and acknowledges that she didn't pay rent, but she said you didn't either, and you moved out, and that she paid for the dirt bike and the television set, so she took them. That's your defense.
Correct, Your Honor.
How long did you live together, Mr. Castillo?
Approximately 5 months, from the end of February to July 12th.
And was it your arrangement that each of you contributed half to the rent?
Yes.
Now, you moved out when in July?
I moved on July 11, 2006.
Because you hadn't been getting along?
Right, and I got a restraining order against Jason, and that's why I left, because he started getting too verbal abuse.
Verbally abusive? Mm-hmm. Okay. You lived there part of the month of July. Why didn't you pay the rent?
When I left, Your Honor, it was a mutual agreement. I was afraid of him already. He was getting too abusive. Like I told you, I got a restraining order against...
I don't care whether you got a restraining order. You lived there till July 11th. Did you pay July's rent?
Yes, I did.
Show me.
I talked to the owner, and he got rid of all the contract papers, all the receipts.
Mr. Castillo, I can't help you, sir. If you're suing for half the rent, you know you have to be able to demonstrate to me that you paid the rent.
We were not getting receipts from the landlords. We would just pay them cash, and that's it. We never got any receipts from them. Every month, we would go drop it off, and we would get any receipts.
Mr. Castillo, that's unfortunate. Are you still living there?
No, I had to move out immediately.
You moved out immediately?
Yes, I had to.
I don't believe you paid the rent. Bring me a letter, bring me something.
Well, I have his business card here if you could contact him.
I'm not calling.
Well, I have his card. He said that he doesn't have anything on file anymore.
Well, if he has nothing on file, so what is he doing? Relying on memory that you paid July's rent? When did you move out in July? What date?
It was 2 weeks after Ms. Vasquez left. I had to clean up.
Okay, so forget July's rent. I'm not even entertaining that because I don't believe that you paid it. Next. Let's talk about the dirt bike. Now, Ms. Vasquez, I read your answer, and you say that this dirt bike was purchased about 2 years ago.
Yes, it was.
And it was purchased for Mr. Castillo's son.
Yes.
As a gift.
It wasn't a gift. It was a mutual agreement with Mr. Castillo that he was going to pay me the money. At that time...
You bought this in 2005?
Yes, it was.
How much did he pay you?
He did not pay me anything.
Right. So from 2005 until 2007, you lived together as a couple, and he didn't pay you, and the dirt bike was being used by his son.
Correct.
Get over it and return the dirt bike.
Well, Your Honor, I have a text message from Mr. Castillo that says, keep the damn bike, he'll just get a new one.
Fine. But now he's suing you. So you have to give it back to him.
I paid for that dirt bike, Your Honor.
Listen to me. I understand you paid for it. It was given as a gift, and there were no payments made on it for 2 years to you. You can't make a gift alone because you no longer get along, Miss Vasquez. The dirt bike goes back. Do you understand?
Your Honor, I paid for the dirt bike. He never paid anything.
Hey, listen to me.
I never agreed to give it to a gift as him.
You are here for me to determine what is fair and what is legal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
The dirt bike will be given back to him with a marshal if necessary, and it shouldn't be necessary because the dirt bike belongs to his son. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, the TV is a 32-inch television set, which you say you purchased.
Yes, I did.
Show me.
The only thing I have is I purchased it through eBay, which I have my account number. That's the only thing I have because it was paid in full when I picked up the television.
Where did you pick it up from?
In West Hollywood.
From whom?
From one of the sellers on eBay.
So it was purchased secondhand?
Yes, it was, Your Honor.
Was it purchased secondhand, sir?
Yes.
For how much?
For $60, which I paid and I picked up in my truck.
Just a second. For $60?
Yes.
When?
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 It had to be in, I believe, March or April of 2006. But we had two 32-inch TVs and a 19-inch. She left the 19-inch TV, which was very old, and took the two 32 inches, which one of them was mine. I purchased one of the 32 inches. She had purchased another one, a brand new one.
Well, how many 32-inch televisions did you take, Ms. Vasquez?
I took two of them. One of them I purchased, and the other one which I purchased. I purchased 4 in total.
Just a second.
I left them 2.
Just a second. You think that you double talk me. Don't think you can double talk me, Ms. Vasquez. You took two 32-inch television sets.
Yes.
You just told me you purchased one on eBay.
Yes.
Where was the other one purchased from?
It was purchased on Walmart, Your Honor.
Show me the bill.
I don't have the bill for that television.
One of them goes back to him. Which one?
Neither one, because he didn't purchase any of them.
Listen to me. You have to get it. That you didn't come here because you were coming to a tea dance. You came here because you submitted to my jurisdiction. And because you were angry, because you were annoyed, because you no longer cared for him or whatever, doesn't mean that when you submit yourself to the jurisdiction of the court, you don't listen. You are returning the bike because I said so, and you're returning one of the TVs because I said so, because that's fair. And if you don't like it, that's too bad. One TV and the dirt bike are returned to him 5 days from today. You get it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything else, sir?
I paid July's rent. I'm not lying about that.
Mr. Castillo, I don't care what you say, sir. Proof is what I want.
Okay.
You have none.
Well, all the paperwork I had, all the contracts were stolen when she left the house empty.
Where did you think you were coming today? To the beach, Mr. Castillo?
Oh, no.
You get something from the landlord indicating that you were current in your rent when you moved out.
Well, the only
You have
contract
not.
in existence she took when she cleaned out the house.
Listen to me. The landlord didn't die. Did he or she?
No, they didn't. But the house exchanged owners.
That's unfortunate, Mr.
Okay.
Castillo. Get over it. You get it?
I get it.
Perfect. Dirt bike, one of the TVs, goes back to him within 5 days. You can use a marshal to get it if that's necessary. We will prepare an order. Thank you. That's all.
Always excused. You may step out, so wait here.
She tried to make me look like the animal or whatever.
I've had enough with him.
The real animal stole something from my son and myself.
I just didn't want to deal with him anymore.
At least I get to go home and tell my son he's getting his bike back.
Noah Joyner and Harlan Hendrickson are suing their former employer, Christopher Ricks, for unpaid wages and vandalism.
Court come to order. All rise.
Seat, please.
Case 2094, Joyner Hendrickson versus Ricks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that I'm going to start out with Mr. Joyner. Who is that? That would be you, because we start with you. He came in later to this scenario, is that right?
Right.
So let me try to understand, Mr. Joyner, what it is that you're suing the defendant for, considering what you wrote to me in your complaint. You were looking for a job. Whatever business you had went south, and you didn't have any money.
That's not true.
Well, let's see.
It wasn't said like that, but we did not lose a...
After losing my jewelry business.
Yes, ma'am. That's not right.
Well, that's what you signed in
yes,
your
ma'am.
complaint.
Yes.
So I can only go by what you signed in your deposition. That you lost your jewelry business, that's what it says. That you were looking for a job. The defendant has a theater, among other businesses.
Yes, ma'am.
And you sought out the defendant, Mr. Joyner?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me how you sought him out.
I was vending in a coffee shop. I was vending my jewelry. It's not a lost business.
Would you just get on to how you met him?
Definitely. So I was vending there, and I saw at the theater Pride Weekend. So I had called Chris Ricks, said, hey, is it okay if I come up there and vend my jewelry?
Just a second. So you called him. Was his name on the poster? How did you find him?
I just called the theater's number, and he answered.
Okay, so you weren't calling him, you were just calling the number.
Yes, ma'am.
So you asked him, can I come and sell my jewelry at your theater? When was that?
That was Wednesday, June 16th, 2022.
Okay, and you were having some sort of an event?
Yes, ma'am.
Did Mr. Joyner come and set up his jewelry booth?
They did, in fact.
Were they charged for that?
No, I did not. I
So-
just simply offered the space. They kind of told me their backstory and that they were having financial troubles, and I was trying to do a good deed for the community.
Okay, so you were not charged for the space?
Right. Yes, ma'am.
And you went up there on what date to sell your jewelry?
We started Thursday night, June 17th, 2022.
When you say we, is that you?
All three of us, yes.
Okay, so did you sell any jewelry?
A little bit.
So not much, not enough for the three of you spending a day on the
Yes.
17th. And then how did it come about that you sought out a job from Mr. Ricks? Because you did seek a job. On what date did you ask him if there was any work?
Thursday night. Thursday the 16th.
And what were you supposed to do?
Supposed to bartend, open, close.
That's not accurate.
I'll get to you.
And
What
run
were you
concession
supposed
stand.
to do?
And run the concession stand. Bartend, close, open, and run the concession stand.
During what hours?
4 p.m. that day till 12 a.m., 1 a.m. that night. Could not really remember.
Okay, and did you do that?
Yes.
And you weren't selling your jewelry at that time?
I was going off and on. So anytime he had called me for a different job, I would take that. Sorry.
So the answer is you were doing both.
Yes, ma'am.
So you were doing your own business and doing whatever task Mr. Ricks asked you to do.
Yes, ma'am.
That was on the 16th. And did he pay you for that work?
Yes, he ended up
And
paying
just
us.
a second. And how much did he give you?
Gave us $264 for that weekend.
Not we.
I gave me $264 that week.
Did he work that weekend?
Yes, we all three worked that weekend.
Doing what?
Everything.
Well,
we did.
Mr.
We opened.
Hendrickson is not suing for any wages from him other than for the painting that he did later. I'm asking you, what did you do for him and when, and how much did you get paid?
I did opening, closing duties for him. I ran a
For
bar.
how many days?
4 days, Your Honor.
4 days.
In the beginning, but I did pick up more stuff whenever he called me for more opportunities. So he would be like, hey, we have jam band tonight. So I would say, okay, I could work.
Okay, so you worked, say, until June 20th, you said, for 4 days, and then you would work after that period of time?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you stop going to the theater for the purposes of doing anything for Mr. Ricks? Month and day?
Oh.
One of the things you're supposed to have, Mr. Joyner, when you come to court, and if you're suing for wages, is you're supposed to have it right here, right in the front of your brain. What date you started, what date you stopped, what hours you worked, what you did. That's what you're supposed to have. Do you understand? Okay. Mr. Ricks, on what date was the last date you saw Mr. Joyner at your theater doing anything?
Saturday, June 25th.
So it would be a fair statement that certain days you saw him between the 16th of June and the 25th of June.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you told me about the 16th that you started working part-time because you were back and forth between your own business and doing something for him, for which actually he gave you free space to sell your jewelry. Now, when you go someplace, you usually pay for space to sell your jewelry, right?
Right.
Well, I mean, I know that because I've had hundreds of cases involving people who rent space in a theater or under a tent or in a yard so that they can sell their jewelry. He gave it to you for nothing.
Yes.
And you're back and forth doing little errands for him on the 16th. Like what? 16th, while you were selling your jewelry. Tell me what you did.
We worked the jam band for him that night.
Not a we. I don't want to hear a we.
I worked the jam band that night. He has like a jazz band that comes in and performs.
And what do you mean you worked?
I worked the concession. I opened, closed, bartended for him. Anything that he was calling me over to do.
No,
I was doing.
that's a little too loosey-goosey for me.
No, I can tell
That's
you
a little
exactly.
too loosey-goosey for me. Okay, let's go. What did he do, if you remember, on the 16th?
On the 16th, 17th, and 18th, that's when they had their jewelry set up. He did not work my concession stand at all. He did not work for me that time at all.
That's not
He
true, Your
started
Honor.
working.
Don't speak. Do not speak. Do you see I asked you questions? He was quiet. Now it's his turn to speak. Now you have to be quiet. You understand?
He worked Sunday, June 19th, from 9 to 2, which was 5 hours. That was brunch. He worked June the 22nd. They were late. They arrived at 3:12.
You said they arrived.
Both of them came that day.
On the 20th.
On June the 22nd.
22nd.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the first time that both Mr. Joyner and Mr. Hendrickson came together?
To work for me in a theater capacity, yes.
Okay. And that was June 19th.
No, that was June the 22nd. But actually, I misspoke. I apologize. They both worked June 19th for brunch. They both worked June the 22nd. On June the 24th, he had a text meltdown, and then he came to work and worked 5 to 9. I have their hours exactly.
5 to 9, and that's just Mr. Joyner or both of them?
They both came on June the 25th, Your Honor.
And worked from when to when?
On the 25th, which is Saturday, he worked from 5:20 to 10:30. He passed on the concession opportunity where he could have made more money.
No, but he worked doing what?
He trailed me. I was trying to teach him managerial type cash in, cash out, etc., and the business situation of the theater, because that's what he proposed to me that he was educated to do. And so
You mean managing a theater?
Yeah, just kind of helped me with open, close duties, overseeing the tasks are done by the other employees, etc.
Okay, so it sounds as if he and Mr. Hendrickson worked for a limited number of days.
Correct.
How many days in total?
In the total project, which is painting.
No, not
just the
painting.
theater. Just the theater.
Just in the theater.
Joyner worked 4 days at the theater, and Harland worked 3 days at the theater.
Okay, and how many?
4, I beg your pardon.
4.
Yes, ma'am.
Your last day of work, there was the 25th of June?
Yes, ma'am. At the theater.
I'm talking
18.
about only at the theater.
I think he worked 18 hours, just at a quick glance here.
18 hours during the 4 days.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Hendrickson, how many hours did he work on? You don't have anything in front of you, Mr. Hendrickson, so I assume you have nothing. No physical evidence, is that right?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, good. How many hours?
Just under 12, actually.
Say 12 hours. So one worked 18 hours, one worked 12 hours. Do you have any data to indicate that those hours are wrong?
No, ma'am.
Okay, great.
There was no actual documentation, like we did not have a clock in, clock out, but the 18 hours is not correct, though. We have
Just
no
a second.
data.
You have no data.
Right.
He does.
It's not actual fact. It's not fact.
I don't know whether it's factual. How do I know? You're supposed to keep track.
Noah Joyner and Harlan Hendrickson claim their former employer, Christopher Ricks, owes for unpaid wages and vandalism. Christopher is countersuing for damage to his apartment complex and slander.
Okay, how much were you paid, Mr. Joyner? Because part of it is your wages that you're requesting for working in the theater. How much in total did Mr. Ricks pay you?
$264.
That's for the theater work?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much, Mr. Hendrickson, did Mr. Ricks pay you?
$204.
Sarah, do math for me, would you please? 18 into 264 and 12 into 204. Now, on what date, Mr. Joyner, because this is where it gets sort of fuzzy to me. So far, this is what I'm getting, that the three of you were trying to start a business that was marginally successful in selling jewelry. So far, do we agree on that?
Yes, ma'am.
And as part of selling your jewelry, you approached the defendant, and it was really a cold call. You called a regular number, not Mr. Ricks personally, and told him your story. And he said, well, if you want to come down, I'll give you free space to sell your jewelry. And that was within his theater area.
Yes, ma'am.
So you would say that was very nice of him. And you worked for him, and he showed you the place, he showed you the books, he showed you, you started to do other things. Now, at some point, this is where I go a little fuzzy with you, Mr. Joyner, and maybe you can help me understand you. So you have someone who's been nothing but nice to you so far. On what date did you file a complaint with Alcohol and Beverage Control?
That was July 5th, 2022.
So let me figure this out. So you worked for him at the theater until June 25th. On July 5th, is that what you told me?
Well, after the 25th of June, so we had kind of like a weird period where we were trying to figure out if we still wanted to finish the apartments for him. And
No apartments. We haven't gotten to the apartments yet. I'm going to get to the apartments because he asked you to paint apartments. You went over there, and that's another part of your lawsuit. Just a second. Sarah Rose, how much did Mr. Joyner make per hour?
$14.60.
Minimum wage.
And Mr. Hendrickson
It's 11 in Arkansas.
would be $17 an hour.
And he made $17 an hour.
Correct, for 12 hours at $200.
But there was no
Those
actual
hours are not correct.
there was no actual documentation, like we did not have a clock in, clock out, but the 18 hours is not correct though. We have
Just
no
a second.
data. We
Just
have
a
no
second.
data.
You have no data.
Right.
He does.
But there's no, like, it's not actual fact. It's not fact.
I don't know whether it's factual. How do I know? You're supposed to keep track.
Yes, ma'am.
You're supposed to keep track.
We're not the business owners.
Just a second. You want
Of
the
the
money.
theater.
Right now, he's paid you more than the minimum wage for being around. I mean, the theater ran for how many years before they worked for you for 6 days?
Been about a year and a half. I bought it during COVID.
Okay, and this was your first time working in a theater.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so you had no fund of information. He wasn't paying you for expertise. He was paying you for those few days, and you were following him around, closing a stand, whatever you were doing, and you were paid more than the minimum wage, which is, I assume, more than you made selling your jewelry for the 3 days you were there.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Right.
Okay. I'm still going to wait for this answer, because at some point after after you stopped working for him at the theater, and after you had mulled over some information that you thought you had acquired while you were working for him, I want you to do a step-by-step why you contacted the authorities, because he does have an alcohol license, right? I assume if you have an alcohol, if you contact, don't look at each other. Just look at me. I'm actually the nastiest one here.
Agree.
Well, so alcohol beverage control. So what information, sir, did you give alcohol beverage control that caused the investigation?
Your Honor, he was not the one that called them. I was.
We both called. So what happened during the time that we were working those 4 days, he would serve other people alcohol. He would get on our asses about IDing people, how to sign the papers for ABC, everything. And I made sure to take a picture of the number. I didn't take a picture of the whole document itself.
What are you talking about? What document?
The ABC paper. Whenever we had to sign the paper saying that if we didn't ID someone and the ABC came in and found out about it, we would be fined and we would be held responsible, not Chris. We had to sign those papers.
Okay.
That stuff.
So you signed the papers.
But during that, after we signed that, we noticed Chris was still giving out free alcohol to people, pouring it, wasn't even checking people's IDs. So I called the ABC and I said, I think there's suspicion that he's giving minors alcohol. Because there were people there that were 19 years old that were coming up to us saying, oh, well, yeah, we're 19, but we're cool with Chris and stuff like that in ways. Like they had a way with Chris or whatever, friends with Chris. We just started working there. We don't know the regulars. We don't know what the life is like.
I'm just trying to think of why you would do that for somebody who was, forget whether I believe you or not, forget the loosey-goosey of what you just told me. Maybe he said,
we actually have a recording that he admitted to giving one of our 19-year-old employees alcohol. Because he said...
And? Just tell me, and? I want to know why you called them on July 5th. You were no longer there. Did that have to do with the painting? Was that before or after you started painting?
That was after we started painting.
Of course it was after you started painting. Now, so let's go to the second part of your lawsuit. Second part of your lawsuit involves the work that you both did for him. You have an apartment complex, Mr. Ricks.
Correct.
And that apartment complex contains how many apartments?
20. I bought it as a rehab.
And they,
it was completely vacant. And
at the time that you asked them if they wanted to paint it, it was vacant, all 20 units?
Correct.
Tell me, how did you approach Mr. Ricks, or he you, about this house painting job?
We were trying to get away from all the stuff that we were seeing and hearing at the theater. So we asked if he had other jobs for us, and he said he had apartments that needed to be painted last week, and that if we could get in there and finish them, great.
Okay, now I'm going to come back to what you just told me. You just told me that you saw things at the theater that he served somebody that you know who was 19 alcohol. And that was very distressing to you. So distressing that you said to him, do you have any other work for us?
It wasn't just that
just a second.
Instance.
Just
no, ma'am.
How many hours did you work on each of those days, Mr. Hendrickson?
I do not remember the hours for the days, but I calculated all the hours together, and it was 52.
Well, then you know how many hours you worked.
Technically, yes.
What do you mean, technically, yes?
Noah Joyner and Harlan Hendrickson claim their former employer, Christopher Ricks, owes for unpaid wages and vandalism. Christopher is countersuing for damage to his apartment complex and slander.
Okay. Did he take you over to paint the complex in handcuffs? Did he take you over there in a van? Did you ask him for additional work?
He's the only person really in Hot Springs, Arkansas that we felt like we could relate to and feel comfortable working for.
I asked you a very simple question. Give me a very simple answer. Did you ask him for more work?
Yes.
And did he say, I have an apartment complex that needs painting?
Yes.
And did you agree on a price?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the name of the last person that you did painting for? House painting.
I did it for my parents when we built our house, but that's...
Very nice. I also painted a room once in my dining room when I was 24 years old. I actually thought I did a pretty good job. I would not hire myself out as a house painter, But because I painted my parents' living room when I was 12. So the answer is you had
no... The reason why he was asking us to paint because he couldn't find someone else to paint for him because he wasn't paying people.
I didn't ask Noah to paint.
Shh.
That's correct.
Just a second. Sir.
I was not asked to paint.
Sir.
No.
Mr. Joyner, you know what your problem is? Your problem is you were dissatisfied with what you saw at his theater. And then you went, and now I'm speaking. You were dissatisfied with what you saw at his theater. While you were there, working at the theater, you did nothing about it. Zero. Even if it was true, you did nothing about it.
We didn't want to lose our jobs at the time, Your Honor.
You didn't have jobs at the time. You stopped working for him on the 25th of June. You didn't call alcohol until July 5th, you said. So you were no longer working for him in the theater. So it didn't start to bother you, really. June 22nd, June 23rd, June 24th, June 25th, the 26th, the 27th, the 28th, 29th, 30th, all the way up until July 5th.
The ABC report was not just filed by me, and it wasn't just on July 5th. There was also another instance where it was filed earlier, but that was with them, and there's no evidence about it.
Just a second. You filed July 5th.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you're going to tell me what happened with the painting, because you finished the painting kerfuffle happened in July, is that right?
Right.
And it was after the painting kerfuffle that you called alcohol beverage.
Yes,
after the painting kerfuffle.
Well, it was during. It was during.
What?
It was during, kind of, almost.
You're getting the feeling that I'm not
sympathetic. It wasn't just me that filed the report with ABC.
Well, just a second. You mean one of these other people who was also jobless?
Filed.
I don't care.
So we shouldn't
Nobody
have
was
reported it at all.
No,
I'm
trying to get to your motive, sir. If it was so abhorrent,
my motive. I have no motive.
Speak,
I am just owed.
Don't try to speak over me. Don't try to speak over me. That
now I'm
doesn't
trying to fight for what I'm
work.
owed.
So far, you're not owed a thing for the theater. Now we're getting to the painting. I'm just trying to see what motivates somebody. And I'm not excusing the fact that if Mr. Ricks serves alcohol to minors, that's not a good thing to do. He can get into real difficulty. And they conducted an investigation as a result of the calls. All I have to ask you is this. Do you still have your liquor license?
Absolutely.
Okay. Was it ever revoked?
No. And I've had multiple in the state of Arkansas.
So you're not owed any money for the theater. Now we're going to get to the paint. When did you start painting in the complex? Date?
June 27th. 2022.
6/27. Did you paint there 6/28?
Yes.
Did you paint there alone or with Mr. Hendrickson?
Mr. Hendrickson.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you paint on June 29th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you paint after June 29th?
No, Your Honor.
So you painted there for 3 days. Is that correct?
Actually, 5 days that I was there. I started on the 23rd.
I was there for 3.
And did you work the 23rd?
I worked the 23rd through the 29th.
Just 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. So you work weekends?
Yes.
That's not.
Did you work weekends?
I worked the 23rd through the 29th, 7 days.
Well, 7 days. Just a second. Pay attention to me. 7 days includes a weekend,
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday. Did you work Saturday and Sunday?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Not Sunday.
I'm going to go back to you. Did you work Saturday and Sunday?
I worked the morning of Sunday, and I left 3 hours after getting there.
Okay, so forget Sunday. Now, how many hours did you work on each of those days, Mr. Hendrickson?
I do not remember the hours for the days, but I calculated all the hours together, and it was 52.
Let me understand what you just said to me. You don't know how many hours in each day, but you calculated them together and came up to 52 hours. Would you repeat what he said to me? Because it's mind-boggling to me.
He said, I do not remember the hours for the days, but I calculated all the hours together, and it was 52.
Now, how do you calculate all the hours? Let me ask my question, sir. How do you calculate up to 52 when you don't remember how many hours you worked each day?
Looking at the text messages and seeing when I got there and when I left, because I texted him when I opened the doors and when I locked up.
Well, then you know how many hours you worked.
Technically.
What?
Technically, yes.
What do you mean, technically, yes?
Because they're not completely correct. I didn't text him right when I got there, and I didn't text him right when I was leaving. I texted him when I got home or after I had started.
Okay, let's go back.
A joiner and Harlan Hendrickson have accused their former employer, Christopher Ricks, of vandalizing Noah's car and refusing to pay wages. Christopher claims they slandered his business.
Now, you have photographs of the place before you started painting and afterwards? You have any photographs?
Absolutely.
I'd like to see them.
It's just the paint on the floor.
Just a second.
Okay, very well.
I have eyes. I can look at the pictures.
So the
I just want to take a look. If I need any.
How they are before we paint them. That's before they're painted, Your Honor.
These are your photographs?
Yes, ma'am.
You painted the floor?
No, ma'am. We had to declutter a couple of units that had stuff.
One unit.
Like that.
Shh, don't speak. You had to, what you call declutter, and you had to sweep it up before you started painting?
It was worse.
Okay. And did you?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this a picture of what you allege it looked like?
All of the units had stuff in them just like that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And this is the floor that you painted?
Yes.
Is that the floor that they painted?
One of the three.
Okay. So they painted the floors. Did you paint anything else other than the floors?
Well, we painted the walls.
They painted the walls. They dripped on the floors, Your Honor.
Okay.
So they're brand new flooring.
We were told it didn't have to be perfect.
Just a second. You didn't put these floors in, did you? I thought they painted them.
No. They were to do touch-up only, and there was one unit that needed to be finalized, and that was the one you saw that was bad.
We were having to
the floors were.
I told you, don't speak when he is. I'll come back to you.
The floors were brand new, and like I said, I provided drop cloths and such. They didn't use them.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Shh. What is this?
That's the one unit that was not completely emptied out.
Okay. This one.
Yeah, there was one single unit.
And this one.
That's the same unit.
And this.
Same unit.
Okay. And the rest of them were cleaned out.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct?
All new floor.
Yes, the pictures of the, yes.
The pictures of the mess are all one unit of the 20. Okay. And how many units did they paint for you, Mr. Ricks?
They didn't finish any of the units. They were in 3 units, Your Honor.
Okay.
And 3 units have damage.
Okay. What you're telling me is they didn't do a good job in 3 units.
Correct.
Okay. Well,
They
that,
didn't finish it at all.
That, I'd like to see the photographs of what they didn't finish.
The paper copies, there you go. And there should be one that's a door that's not even painted. You can see it's two-tone. And the flooring is where they, I guess, scraped the floor.
Okay, this is the same picture as this.
No, that's different. I could show you on my phone, too, if you'd like. They're different. It's like in one of the areas, they tried to use a tool to scrape paint off in different areas, and that's what was left.
Incorrect.
You're talking about...
Me with any
That's
tools.
not true. There was no tools provided for us at all.
I didn't ask you anything. Is what you're saying to me, sir, that the reason you didn't... I assume you weren't paid for this work. Is that correct?
No. Not even for cleaning out that unit, really.
Weren't paid. Now, I assume, Mr. Ricks, that you didn't pay them because you thought that they did a poor job.
No, ma'am, that's not accurate.
Why didn't you pay them?
They didn't do the job.
They worked there at some point.
I agreed with Harlan only to pay him $3,000.
Harlan, that was you.
Yes.
That's you. You agreed with Harlan.
For that job.
Yes.
Your Honor, that's
for
incorrect.
$3,000.
You're almost finished. Do you understand? You're almost done. 1, 2, 3 warnings, then I'm finished with you. And it wouldn't bother me at all. I have to tell you, it wouldn't bother me at all. Now, what arrangement did you make as far as payment is concerned?
On June...
Mr. Hendrickson started the job first on June 23rd.
He was to meet me, and he did. He was late. He was supposed to meet me early. I showed him the whole scope of the project because he hadn't been there, and what I wanted done, what I expected. And we agreed on the price of $3,000. And after they got halfway done, which was 10 units, I would pay them $1,500. And then when they were complete, I would pay the entire $3,000. They didn't get past 3, Your Honor.
3 of the 20.
Yes, ma'am. And they didn't finish any of those at all.
Okay. What I'm saying to you, Mr. Ricks, you took one guy.
Right.
Who you didn't know from a hole in the wall.
Yes, ma'am.
You took a second guy who you knew was there because I believe that you knew he was there painting with Mr.
Right,
Joyner.
Mr. Hendricks actually fired him twice. You can see in text message if you need to see that.
You mean Mr. Hendrickson fired Mr. Joyner?
Yeah, he says right here.
Just a second.
Well, let me just pull up the text message since it's so
But you
accurate.
do know that Mr. Joyner was there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It was a group. They decided to do a group thing. This is right here it says, never mind, Noah's not going to help me anymore.
Group chat.
And then there's an additional where he says again that I'm going to let Noah have a couple of days off.
Just a second. Mr. Hendrickson, so on the 29th, you indicated to Mr. Ricks that Noah, that would be you, is not going to be helping me anymore.
Yes.
Yes, and you want to tell me why?
Noah and I had...
No, look at me.
Noah and I had an argument at the painting job
Tell me about
we were arguing...
Tell me about the argument, sorry.
We were
When did you have it?
arguing about the detail that we were putting into our work. I walked in and Noah was paying a lot of attention to detail, and Chris told me that the job did not have to be perfect. He just wanted it to be done.
Just a second. So Noah was trying to be careful.
Yes.
And you said you don't have to be so careful.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that what it boils down to?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that was on the 29th.
Yes, correct.
So after that, he said he's not going to work for you anymore.
Correct.
Now, so I gather from that statement that since you were working there since the 23rd, you didn't feel as if you had to be so careful to detail.
That is...
I mean, that would follow from what you just said to me. If Noah wanted to be more careful to detail, you say, oh, no, you don't have to be so careful to detail. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? And goodbye, which is what this says. So I have to assume, conjure up in my mind that if you doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be such a great job. It can be, as my great-grandmother used to say, there's a difference between a schmearer and a painter.
That's right.
Now, I don't know who would understand that except another Jewish grandmother. But you understand the connotation. You can smear paint. I have a 9-year-old granddaughter who can smear paint on a wall. But if I want something professionally done, I try to get a painter.
I told Chris I was not a professional.
Just a second. You see, that's my problem with Mr. Ricks. If you want something done right, get a man, not a boy. Tell me the worst thing he told you to do.
I don't know what you were wanting from me.
What I want you to do is to tell me what he told you about black mold. Don't make it up.
Defendant Christopher Ricks claims Noah Joyner and Harlan Hendrickson slandered his business on social media. Noah and Harlan say they were not paid for painting Christopher's apartment complex.
Now, if I wanted somebody to work on one of my cars, I would not get somebody off the street who was selling popcorn at a concession stand and say to him, by the way, my car over there needs a new battery. Now, would I take my car back to the same dealership? Maybe not, because they're very expensive. But would I find somebody who at least had a referral, a recommendation? I have a 20-unit apartment complex that was empty. You want to use it as a business. You don't hire 2 schmearers to go and take care of your property. But you have to, if you didn't like their work, fire them. And if their work was not complete and only 3 units were touched, which I don't think that they argue with. So far, that's correct, Mr. Hendrickson?
That is incorrect.
How many units did you
5.
paint? 5.
And I actually painted 7, but I didn't complete the last 2. I just did the trim in it.
So you completed 5 units out of 20.
Yes.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Mm-hmm. And you agreed to $3,000.
That's incorrect, Your Honor.
How much?
We did not have a meeting to talk about a payment until the 29th, and that was actually part of the reason that him and I were arguing. Chris and I and Noah met at a coffee shop, and we spoke about how much we would be getting paid. We agreed on a $3,000 price for the end of the month of July because Christopher was supposed to be going on a vacation until July 20th.
So the $3,000 was mentioned.
It was mentioned, and then he told me and Noah, Chris told me and Noah that on the 30th, he would pay us half of what he was going to be paying us.
Just a second. You were hired to paint 20 units.
Yes, Your Honor.
You painted 5, which is 1/4 of the $3,000. Let's say those apartments were complete, not satisfactorily to him, but now you both agree that the $3,000 price was mentioned for the 20 units.
Yes.
It would be $750 if they did 5 units.
That's all, $750. That would be $750 if you completed only a quarter of them. Okay. Did you pay them any money for painting, yes or no?
No.
Okay, good. So best case scenario for the painting is $750. And I haven't gotten to his counterclaim yet, but you have one more claim. And your claim is that Mr. Ricks vandalized your car by throwing paint on it.
Sure.
Tell me when that happened.
We woke up July 20th, 2020.
7:20. Where did you wake up?
At our house, our apartment. Hot Springs,
Okay,
Arkansas.
tell me what happened.
I woke up to my car being splattered with the same color paint that we were using in his apartments.
Okay, so your car had paint on it when you woke up. Did you see anybody do it?
No, ma'am.
Just let me take a look at the photograph. Okay. Did you file a police report?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it. Okay, so no one saw this, but you say that there is a video that you have. I assume, Mr. Ricks, unless you want to tell me that you did, in fact, throw paint primer on his car.
I absolutely did not.
Okay, and you did not see anybody throw paint primer on the car. But you say there was a video. Noah stated that he has video from his apartment complex pointing right at Noah's vehicle.
I think the police put that in there because they had interviewed.
So there is no video?
No, ma'am.
And you did not witness this?
No, ma'am.
And other than thinking that this paint primer was a result of actions and retaliation for something that you did, do you have any witness that saw him do that?
No, ma'am.
I have to see proof that the defendant had anything to do with this car.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Did you take the car in to be cleaned?
Yes, I cleaned it myself just to avoid further damage.
Yes.
But after I cleaned it, I took it to the auto body shop to see what the actual repair.
Okay, do you have pictures of it after you cleaned it?
After we cleaned it, it looked somewhat like this. And then we had to take it to the body shop. They buffed out the rest of it for us.
So what you're telling me is you took it to an auto body shop, and the auto body shop...
They helped clean up the rest of it, but they still took off our top coat.
Okay, very good. Well, you have no proof he did it. So far, he owes you $750.
May I interject that he doesn't even own that car?
I don't care. I'm not giving him any money for the car. There's no proof you did anything to the car. Okay, I'm not going to get into filing a false ABC complaint with the sheriff, because he's not going to be able to prove to me that it's true other than by what he says are his own observations. He doesn't have anybody here who's under the age of 21 who's going to testify that you served him alcohol. So I'm not going to entertain that part of your claim. Money owed for slander, that I would like to see. That's your cross complaint. So far, plaintiff has $750 for painting 1/4 of the places that he was contracted to do.
This is the first document, and I had calls just pour in, wanting to know if I'd seen it. And
just a second. Don't tell me you had calls pouring in, sir, because
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
hearsay. What's the date on this? This one that I'm reading. It says 1 day ago.
It was around the first couple of weeks of July.
Okay. I'd like you to tell me, Mr. Joyner, the conversation, where it took place and under what circumstances, when you had a conversation with Mr. Ricks about covering up certain hazards. I'd like to hear that.
What would you like to hear?
I'd like to hear where the conversation took place, exactly what you said to him and what he said to you.
Where it took place?
Yes, where it took place, exactly what you said to him and exactly what he said to you.
I'm confused. So, like, what is...
We are on now...
I know the post about...
A post.
Yeah.
We're on now a post. So I want you to tell me when you had the conversation where you were and what you said to him, mostly what he said to you, about covering up certain things with paint.
Okay, yes, ma'am. So we were told to cover up holes and stuff with caulking and then paint over it. And then we were told that...
Now look at me.
I was told to go declutter one of the units that had a bunch of old parquet tile, ceramic tiles, piled high to the ceiling with old ceiling fans
Well,
deteriorating.
that was the unit that was on site.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right.
And?
So he told me that
I want you to tell me the worst thing he told you to do in the apartment complex. Tell me the worst thing he told you to do.
There was a lot of terrible...
No. Just stop and think of what is the worst thing he told you to do, the worst instruction he gave you.
Pretty much that I should just do it without the proper protective...
No, that's general, sir.
Okay.
I asked you specific. You posted something about him, about his apartment complex, about the work that you were doing, and I want you to tell me the worst thing he told you to make short shrift of or to cover up.
Water damage, black mold.
Okay, let's go to black mold. When did you have a discussion with him about black mold? Where were you?
He told me to declutter the apartment. So that would be Wednesday, June...
So there was one apartment that he told you to declutter. Okay, and that would be June what?
Monday, June 27th. I think that's what that...
Was he there in person?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'd like you to tell me what he said to you and what you said to him.
Told me to go...
Look here.
Told me to declutter the unit, take out all of it, throw it away, and to just...
No, don't look over there.
Just to clean it, basically.
To clean it.
So that it would be ready to be painted.
And?
I did. I cleaned it.
And?
I'm done.
You done?
I don't know what else to say. That's...
Well, I want you to clean it. Doesn't tell me anything about black mold.
I don't know what you were wanting from me.
What I want you to do is to tell me what he told you about black mold. Don't make it up. Your post, based upon your testimony, was slanderous.
I got confused. I don't know what you were really trying to ask out of me.
I asked you specific questions. You gave me answers. Now is not the time to play catch up.
Defendant Christopher Ricks claims Noah Joyner and Harlan Hendrickson slandered his business on social media. Noah and Harlan say they were not paid for painting Christopher's apartment complex.
Now, tell me what he told you about black mold.
He didn't tell me anything about the black mold.
Great. And what did he tell you about rat feces?
Didn't tell me anything about rat feces. I handled all that stuff without knowledge.
Then you did that all yourself. Well, in this posting you said, Chris, that would be you, wanted us to paint over chips, possible, dust, maybe, mold, never. He never told you that. That's what you just told me. Black mold, rat feces, and urine. He never told you to cover up those things. You may have done it, but according to you, he just said, clean it.
He had told me to cover up the mold that was in
I
the
don't
utility
believe that.
faucets of the apartment.
Oh, I don't believe that. In a second. That's Mr. Joyner.
Yeah, it was Mr.
No,
Joyner,
this is Mr. Joyner's
trying to communicate
post.
together.
And he never told him anything. According to him, he said, just clean it. You have the second post?
That one was taken down, and this is the second post that he reposted, and then his account got blocked because they don't allow that type of behavior. This is the next one, and this is where he claimed to be a bartender on Facebook, and he just took it down recently. It's been up there for months, and I never hired him for a bartender.
That's all right. I don't care. That's not important.
Okay.
What I'm concerned about is what he says that you told him to do, which you did not.
Right.
He acknowledges you did not. Now, you have no witnesses here.
I was going to bring one person, and she's got COVID.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. You have
yes,
no
I have
witnesses
no one.
here.
I have no one, Your Honor.
Very good. Okay. I find that the things that you posted are slanderous with regard to what he instructed you to do, Mr. Joyner. You were the posting person as far as covering up black mold, feces, and urine, and therefore to beware of Rick's Realty. Your post, based upon your testimony, was slanderous because he never told you that. So...
But you never really cleared that. I'm sorry. You never really cleared it up. I got confused. I don't know what you were really trying to ask out of me.
No, just a second.
It was
I don't care
told
what...
to me that I needed to take care of all that stuff and throw it away. Yes, ma'am. It was told to me that. That's why I posted. It was a warning as to so no one else would have to deal with that same stuff.
Very good. Very good. I'm ruling now. So now it's my time. I asked you specific questions. You gave me answers. Now is not the time to play catch up. I find that by posting that he instructed you to cover up black mold, people responded to actually, and rat feces, I don't know how you cover rat feces and urine with paint, and to stay away from his place of business without cause, because what you told me was, he told me to clean it up, that's slanderous. And so on the counterclaim that he has for slander, I am awarding him $2,750. That's a net to him of $2,000 because your claim of $750 for wages is absorbed by his counterclaim. So on your claim, you get zero, zippity-doo-dah. I'm awarding him $2,000 for slander. We're done here. Thank you very much.
What about the damages,
We
Your
are
Honor?
finished. Hire a professional, Mr. Riggs. You want a schmearer, that's what you get.
This court is adjourned.
Regardless of terminology and how things got messed up, why would you expect someone to clean up rat feces, all of this stuff, and do it for free?
It's clear no good deed goes unpunished. I tried to help those kids.
Don't understand any of this, really.
Well, they were trying to extort money from me and not do work and be lazy and just get paid for work they didn't do.
We're trying to move on.
We're gonna move on.
You kind of try to give people chances when they're down on their luck. I've always been a philanthropist to try to help people out, and sometimes you get burned.
First of all, if you're an employee and you're working either by the hour or by the day, you're not a weekly employee or bi-weekly salaried employee, you're supposed to keep track of the hours where you work, especially if you want to, if there is a potential of suing later for them.
As a plaintiff, that is your burden. I was interested to see that you were willing to take that information from the defendant, because if it were me, if the plaintiff didn't have it, that's not the defendant's burden to prove the plaintiff's case. So I knew you did it to sort of round out the sides of the case, but I think that if you as the plaintiff want to come here and ask the court for money, you better have your ducks in a row. And
well, that's true. That was true. That was probably an error for me. Not that he got anything, but
we got where we needed to go.
We got where we needed to go, but that's true. It's not the defendant's burden.
Yeah.
Although the defendant acknowledged that he worked for him.
He did. Very forthcoming and honest. So, but that again played better for the defendant, as we saw in the ruling, that he was professional.
You're supposed to have your ducks in a row.
Yes, and as a plaintiff, you don't get any money if you can't even keep track of the hours that you work.
The second thing is that the call to alcohol and beverage, if you feel as if you're doing a public service by reporting behavior that you think could be potentially dangerous, I support that. Mm-hmm. But if you're doing it as a retaliatory act and you don't do it immediately, it's like reporting suspected child abuse. Mm-hmm. If you see a child being abused or neglected and you do nothing and wait a month until you have a fight with the person who is the abuser, that creates a suspicion that it's vindictive and there's a motive to lie.
Of course.
Because it wasn't done immediately.
And they sought another job from the same man after reporting him.
Right. To the defendant's detriment, in my eyes, is if you have a big apartment complex and you have guys who were in the jewelry business and didn't make it, then came to work for you in your theater and really weren't very good at that either, then I wouldn't hire them to house paint.
Yeah. That actually requires a skill.
Without any credentials. So I think that you have to be careful if you have a valuable piece of real estate.
Agreed.
Anyway, he can't slander him, and he did.
I think it all worked out how it was supposed to.
I hope so.
Bobby Gonzalez is suing his neighbors, John and Heather Gilbert, for truck damage.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case 2095, Gonzalez versus Gilbert.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes, ma'am.
You're seeking substantial amount of money to refurbish your car after it was hit by the defendant's car while your car was parked.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendants are seeking the same amount of money because they say that despite the fact that one of them did in fact hit your parked car, it was your fault. That's your defense.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
who was driving?
I was driving.
Okay. Mr. Gilbert, on what date did this incident happen?
February 3rd.
What time?
About 5:30 in the morning.
Who was in the car with you?
Nobody. I was by myself. I was going to pick up my son.
You were going to pick up your son from where?
From his mother's house to take him to school.
And where does he go to school that he has to be there at 5:30 in the morning?
He doesn't have to be there at 5:30. I have to leave at 5:30 to get him there by 7.
Do you take him to school every day?
No.
What was different about February 3rd?
His mother, stepfather, and the rest of their family was out of town. They had asked me to take him to school that day.
Just for that one day?
Yep.
Yep is not an answer.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
is an
ma'am.
answer. Okay, so it's about 5:30 in the morning, and?
I left my house. It was
Look at me.
raining. It was cold. It's pretty much the same route I take every day, not at that same time. I was approaching a stop sign at an intersection by the plaintiff's house, and I seen, I guess, either a reflection or what I thought were lights headed in my direction, so I swerved. And
Okay, you're still traveling, so you're moving. Does somebody have a diagram of where this happened?
Yeah.
There it is. Okay. You were approaching a stop sign.
yeah, I was approaching an intersection.
So right on...
Were you there?
No, ma'am.
Sit down.
Yes, ma'am.
You were approaching an intersection.
Yeah.
It's a two-way road.
Yeah.
And it looks to me from that, is that an accurate representation?
Yeah, except for there was another vehicle on the other side of the road.
Okay, but it looks to me that you're traveling sort of in the middle of the road.
Yeah, it floods.
Okay, and a car is coming from something. You're not sure what.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what.
You were not sure what.
And I swerved.
And
I
you
got over to the proper side of the road.
And your car swerved, and when your car swerved, it hit that blue car that's sitting there. That's the plaintiff's car that was sitting in front of his house.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh, is not
Yes,
an
ma'am.
answer. Yes, okay. Now, do you want to tell me what you did next?
I went through the intersection, turned around to follow what I thought might have been a vehicle headed my direction. And when I didn't see a vehicle, I took my vehicle home. I parked it. I got my insurance information, my driver's license, and I walked back to his house to trade insurance information with him.
Okay. You have a video of this incident?
Yes, ma'am.
From where?
From my surveillance cameras.
Is it set up for me to watch it
Yes, ma'am.
here?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm ready. That's your car, sir?
Yes.
Okay, let's see that again.
Notice how the truck is covered?
Okay, so you hit the plaintiff's car hard enough to push it up on the curb.
Speed limit is 30 miles an hour.
I've just asked you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
It looks as if you hit it hard enough to push it up on the curb.
Yes, I did.
But you told me a moment ago, Mr. Gilbert, and you just piped in that the speed limit there is 30 miles an hour. You said you were slowing down for a stop sign.
I said I was approaching a stop sign.
Well, when you're approaching a stop sign, you don't approach a stop sign at 30 miles an hour, especially if it's in a neighborhood that you've been in. But according to you, you drive that neighborhood regularly.
Yep.
However, not at that time. That's what you said.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you are approaching a stop sign, when I approach a stop sign, and if I know there's a stop sign there, I start applying my brakes a little bit before. Now, I do drive with some people who sort of like to play chicky with a stop sign, you know. Maybe the stop sign is going to move. Maybe it's going to become a welcome mat. So they wait until they get right up to it and put their brakes on. But that's not what you told me you did.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So now I'm going to say, if you were going very slowly, sir, approaching a stop sign, you wouldn't have hit his car with such force that you push him up on the curb. Okay. Your defense is to this action, as I said, that he was parked and he had this car that was covered and it was parked facing the wrong direction, which is totally irrelevant as to was facing the wrong
Not according to
direction.
Texas state
It
law.
was on. It's covered over, so you don't know which direction it was facing in. Certainly, the light wasn't on it. If you're
I've passed this.
I didn't ask you for anything. You weren't there.
Yes, ma'am.
You weren't there.
Yes, ma'am, but
She lives in the neighborhood. She drives by it every day.
Just a second. What do I need that for? I have a video.
Okay.
I have a video.
Can you see the stop sign in the video? No. You have no idea how close I was.
You just told me you were approaching a stop sign.
Yeah,
Would
there
you
is
read
a
that
stop
back to
sign.
me?
There
Would
is a
you?
stop sign.
Would you read that back to me? I was approaching a stop sign. Does he say I slowed down? I was approaching a stop sign. I don't remember.
It's about.
I didn't say.
If you-
I did not.
Now
say,
you can leave.
I did not say I was slowing down.
Now you can leave.
I did not say I was slowing down. I said I was approaching a stop sign.
Okay, that's what I thought. But that's why we have Whitney.
Let's see, he says he was approaching a stop sign at an intersection by the plaintiff's house, and I can see either a reflection or what I see lights headed in my direction, so I swerve.
Now I would like to see that video again, one more time. I would like to see if I see something coming towards you. Actually, I don't see another vehicle coming towards you. Is that a truck parked there?
It's a food truck behind it. it's like catty corner to his vehicle. There's a food trailer there that had all of the light, like right.
A food truck on the other side of the street.
Yes, ma'am.
A food truck that you could see, but that's parked.
Well, I assume since there was no actual lights coming, I assume maybe that's what light reflected off of.
You don't assume anything. All you know is you saw something that made you swerve.
Yes, ma'am.
Whether it was there or not there. So am I getting the fact that your total defense is based on the fact that his car shouldn't have been parked there?
Yes, ma'am. Or covered.
Yeah, well, but that's a finable offense, Mr. Gilbert. That's a finable offense.
If it doesn't cause an accident.
No, I don't think it caused the accident. You caused the accident.
How did
you
I cause
caused the accident? This is an inert object.
According to my HOA guidelines, that vehicle is supposed to be in his garage. According to Texas state law, it's not supposed to be on the road.
And I'm going to tell you, I absolutely agree with you that that's a finable offense if his car is parked.
So
you're trying to interrupt me.
Okay.
That it's a finable offense. The question is his car being parked illegally the proximate cause of this accident? That's the question. Would that be a fair?
It is.
I didn't ask you a question unless you went to law school.
Huh? No,
unless you went to law school. Am I in the realm? You're closer than that, was Palsgraf versus Long Island Railroad. His car may have been parked in the wrong spot. Yeah. If you had somebody that left a baby carriage with a baby on the street, which is certainly against the law and would be a neglectful act on the part of the parent, and if you happen to swerve up to avoid something and hit that baby carriage, you can't say that baby carriage is the cause of the accident.
No,
you're the cause of the accident.
No, the owner of the baby carriage is.
No, you are.
No, they are.
So
how am I responsible for their baby carriage?
Because your car is moving, sir, and if you're approaching a stop sign, you're not supposed to be going.
If the vehicle wasn't covered, you could see the reflectors that are on it. That's what they're there for.
Reflectors on what?
Reflectors on the truck that's covered. They have headlights, turn signals, everything that's reflective that you could see. There was no reflectors or signals for me to see to know it was there.
You would have hit it whether it was covered or not.
Of course.
Very good. May I please see the...
That's horse. I wouldn't have hit it could I seen it.
Kevin, I want to see what he's got as far as work for the car. Okay, so this is clearly a project car, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it don't run.
Get him out of here.
Let's go.
He's done. He's done.
Okay.
Thank you, Lord.
Oh, that makes my life so much easier.
And later today.
You wanted to go. There was no reason why you couldn't. That's why you drive a motorcycle, because you can get into tight places and you can go. But you look like an intelligent young woman.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Don't take chances. That was a chance. It could have been a lot worse.
Bobby Gonzalez claims his neighbor, John Gilbert, hit his classic pickup truck. John is countersuing for car damage and harassment.
By the way, both the defendant and his wife have a counterclaim. Their counterclaim is for damages to their car and for harassment. Well, since neither one of them can keep control of themselves, the counterclaim is dismissed. I'm looking at this truck, Mr. Gonzalez. When did you purchase it, sir, and from whom?
In October of last year. I purchased it online.
Do you have the bill of sale from when you purchased it?
I don't have the bill of sale, but on the paperwork, I have the post on Facebook on how much I paid for it. It was for $8,000.
Okay.
I also have an appraisal on there as well.
I see the appraisal, but I don't have what it's going to take to fix the spot where he damaged the car. He damaged the car in this whole side end.
Yes.
I mean, he's not going to give you a classic car.
Well, I know.
That's not going to happen.
I know. I know
okay.
That.
That's not going to happen. And certainly, you do understand that I'm not awarding you anything close, even though they're two obnoxious people, anything close to $10,000. You do understand that, Mr. Gonzalez. You're going to have to get this car fixed right now. I'm looking. Where is a invoice for either the work you had done or an estimate to fix that part of the car that he injured?
I cannot give that to you because
then I don't have it,
the vehicle is a classic. It's very hard to find that type of vehicle.
Well, then what you're asking me is to guess, sir.
Well, I can give you the rates as far as how much.
You can't give me anything.
Okay.
You have to take the car in to somebody who deals with classic cars. So this is a 70-year-old truck, and it's certainly beat up. You had it covered for a long time. It shouldn't have been on the street. You do know that. And I assume that since it's not driven, you didn't have it insured.
Well, I took it out for Halloween, just for the kids.
Well, I mean, where do you suggest that I conjure up a figure of $10,000 when you have a car that's a year old that has never been driven, that you take out and it's a Halloween ornament? So let me explain this to you. I have to guess at a figure. I would be prepared to award you $2,000 to fix your car because I did see that it had to be damaged as a result of the damage to the defendant's car. If you feel as if you would fare better in your local small claims court where this case came from, because I have dismissed their counterclaim, I will dismiss your case without prejudice and you can take it back to the lower court. Take your choice.
I'll go ahead and take it from you. I know I'm not going to get anything from them.
Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. Counterclaims dismissed. Fix your car. Thank you.
This court is adjourned. Well, I didn't agree on the price, but with them kind of people, I'm not going to get my money back. It's time to get it repaired.
I think you have to be a certain kind of person to not take any accountability when you hit a stationary object. I'll admit, I think that it was probably a 90%, 10% split, 10% plaintiff's fault for parking on the street. I looked up the section code in Texas and did find that if you leave a car longer than 5 days on the street, you're in violation of a code. But like you tried to explain to the very hot-headed defendant, that's a finable offense. That doesn't mean you can ram into it with your vehicle and not be at fault. I just don't know how you take zero accountability after hitting a stationary object.
I don't know either, but that's, I think, a problem with a country that's grown up in the last 50 years, that it's never your fault.
Yep.
It's always somebody else. It's the state's fault. It's the city's fault. It's somebody else's fault. And it's sad because I know that there was lots of acrimony between the two of them without it. But they were hotheads. This is the first time you ever saw me send somebody out.
A long time.
Yeah,
long time since I've seen it.
Yeah.
But when they're clearly not getting the message and they're being hostile, that's not the proper way to come to court.
No.
Especially when you're in the wrong.
All right, but they have to live near each other. I hope that they sort of get it together.
Just keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah.
हेलो गाइस, आज हम लोग बात करेंगे रेवेन्यू की। तो रेवेन्यू अगर आप सोचते हैं तो आपकी नज़र में ये क्या होता है? रेवेन्यू मतलब कि सिंपल अगर बात करें तो रेवेन्यू सुन के आता है कि जैसे ये छोटी मोटी सी क्या होगी, इनकम होगी बिज़नेस की तरफ से आने वाली जो है ना वो इनकम है, जो प्रॉफिट हो सकता है या फिर सेल्स हो सकती हैं, है ना। तो वो क्या है, वो इनकम है, यानी क्या, सॉरी, रेवेन्यू है, ठीक है। तो अगर आप नोटिस करें ना तो कई जगह पर रेवेन्यू का लफ्ज़ इस्तेमाल किया जाता है और किसी जगह पर इनकम का लफ्ज़ इस्तेमाल किया जाता है, ठीक है। इन लोगों इसमें फ़र्क क्या है वो हम इसमें डिस्कस नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन सिर्फ मैं आपको बताने के लिए कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि ये दोनों एक दूसरे की जगह पे आ जाते होते हैं, तो कोई इशू नहीं है, ठीक है। तो अगर आप देखें ना तो कोई बिज़नेस जब पैसे कमा रहा है, डेफिनेटली हर बिज़नेस पैसे कमाने के लिए ही होता है, ठीक है। तो पैसे जब कमाने के लिए बिज़नेस कुछ जो पैसे कमा रहा है, ठीक है, सिंपली हम उसको डिस्कस करते हैं, उसको बात करते हैं तो वो रेवेन्यू में करते हैं, ठीक है। तो आए हम इसकी डेफिनेशन देखते हैं। द इनकम अ बिजनेस अर्न्स फ्रॉम इट्स नॉर्मल ऑपरेशंस, ठीक है, सच एज सेल्स ऑफ गुड्स और सर्विसेज, ठीक है। सर्विसेज का जिक्र क्यों है वो मैं आपको बताता हूँ बाद में, वो हम एंड में डिस्कस करेंगे। अभी हम लोग बात करते हैं कि नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन क्या होता है, ठीक है। नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन क्या होता है बिज़नेस का? कभी आपने सुना है, कभी सोचा है इस बारे में कि एक बिज़नेस जो है वो पैसे कमाने के लिए ही काम कर रहा है? अगर कोई बिज़नेस पैसा कमाना बंद कर दे तो वो पहले लॉस में चलता है और फिर उसके बाद वो बंद हो जाता है, ठीक है। तो एक नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन से जब एक बिज़नेस पैसे कमा रहा है, यानी कि नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन अपनी रोज़मर्रा की चीज़ें करके, ठीक है, बिज़नेस का काम ही पैसे कमाना है, तो वो अपना काम करेगा जो क्या है वो पैसे कमाना है, ठीक है। तो वो उसके लिए एक नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन है बिज़नेस। अब एक बिज़नेसमैन है, एक दुकान का मालिक है, ठीक है, दुकान भी बिज़नेस होता है, वो हम लोग डिटेल से पढ़ेंगे, ठीक है। तो एक दुकान का मालिक है, तो वो क्या करता है, वो अपने चीज़ें सेल करता है। उसका डेली का काम क्या है, वो दुकान आके खोल के क्यों बैठता है, ठीक है। वो इसलिए तो नहीं बैठता कि लोग आए वहाँ पे उसके सामने बैठे, उसके पास बैठे, उसके साथ गप्पे मारें और वो ऐसे फिर उसके बाद शाम को ऐसी दुकान बंद करके चला जाए। नहीं, वो किस लिए खोलता है दुकान? वो चीज़ें बेचने के लिए, वो पैसे कमाने के लिए खोलता है। तो वो चीज़ें बेचना जो है ना, वो उसका एक नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन है, ठीक है, नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन। तो अब नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन से हट के भी कोई चीज़ होती है, हाँ जी वो भी होती है। पहले हम नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन की बात कर लें, फिर आगे चलते हैं। नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन की क्या चीज़ है कि जब वो आता है एक बिज़नेस काम, उसने उसी काम के लिए उस काम को खोला हुआ है, उसने उसी काम के लिए बिज़नेस को खोला हुआ है, तो वो उसके लिए एक नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन है। अब एक इंसान जो है वो सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड कर रहा है, ठीक है, वो क्या करता है, वो इलेक्ट्रिशियन है, ठीक है। आपके घर में बिजली चली जाती है, ठीक है, आप देखते हैं बाकी सबकी आ रही है, मेरी अकेले की नहीं आ रही। आप फ़ोन करते हैं इलेक्ट्रिशियन को कि हाँ जी इलेक्ट्रिशियन, बिजली नहीं आ रही है तो मेरे घर आओ, मेरी बिजली ठीक करो, ठीक है। वो बिजली ठीक करने के लिए आता है आपके पास, और क्या करता है, फिर आपसे पैसे लेता है बिजली ठीक करके, ठीक है। बिजली चल गई आपकी, अब आपसे पैसे लेता है। तो वो जो उसने पैसे लिए वो उसकी इनकम है, यानी कि रेवेन्यू है, ठीक है। और फिर उसके बाद जो उसने आपको करके दिया, यानी कि बिजली ठीक करके दी, वो उसके लिए नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन है, ठीक है। वो नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन क्या था उसका, वो उसकी एक नॉर्मल सर्विस थी। अब अगर देखें ना, तो ये बिजली ठीक करने में बड़ा ख़तरा है, बड़ा रिस्क है, लेकिन वो आगे ठीक करके दे रहा है, ठीक है, इसी चीज़ के वो पैसे ले रहा है। तो ये उसके लिए एक नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन होगा, जबकि लोग कह सकते हैं कि यार इतनी मेहनत वाला काम है, इतनी रिस्क वाला काम है, तो वो एक अलग बात है। लेकिन क्या है कि नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन, ठीक है, उसके लिए कि एक नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन था, हालांकि बहुत सारे लोगों के लिए नहीं हो सकता, ठीक है, वो एक अलग मैटर है। फिर दूसरी चीज़, बिज़नेस में की जाने वाली सेल्स, वो क्या है, वो एक नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन होता है। नॉर्मल तो जब सेल्स करता है कोई बिज़नेस जो है वो बहुत बड़े पैमाने पे काम कर रहा है, ठीक है। अगर उसको 10 करोड़ का ऑर्डर आ जाता है तो वो उसके लिए एक नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन है। क्यों? क्योंकि उसकी सेल्स है, ठीक है। अभी मैं ये समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि बड़े बड़े ऑर्डर आना ऐसा नहीं है कि वो नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन नहीं है, ठीक है। बड़े बड़े ऑर्डर आना भी वो भी नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन होता है। नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन क्या नहीं होता है वो मैं एंड में बताऊंगा, ठीक है। कि एक बड़ा सारा बिजनेस है, उसका 10 करोड़ का ऑर्डर आ जाता है, ठीक है, क्या वो अब नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन हो गया? नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, ठीक है। वो बिजनेस का काम है, उसने करके देना है, वो एक नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन है। सेल्स करेगा, पैसे कमाएगा, ठीक है, फिर सेल्स करेगा, पैसे कमाएगा, सेल्स करेगा, पैसे कमाएगा, ऐसे ही चलता रहेगा काम। तो ये एक नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन है जो नॉर्मली वो करता रहता है, ठीक है। आगे बात करते हैं तो अच्छा, गुड्स क्या होता है, इसकी डेफिनेशन मैं आप लोगों को करवाऊंगा इसी सीरीज़ में, ठीक है। गुड्स नॉर्मली बोलें तो सामान जो बिज़नेस के अंदर होता है ना, बेचने के लिए, वो गुड्स होता है। अच्छा, फिर आगे चलते हैं तो सर्विसेज। अब सर्विसेज क्या होता है, ठीक है। अब अगर आप जाते हैं, आप किसी होटल में जाते हैं, वहाँ पर अगर आप रुकते हैं रेंट पे कमरा लेते हैं, ठीक है, तो वहाँ पर क्या उन्होंने आपको कुछ बेचा? नहीं बेचा, लेकिन कमरे में रहने दिया, ठीक है, ये एक सर्विस होती है। कमरा उन्होंने बेचा नहीं है, कमरा आपका नहीं हो गया, ठीक है, तो ये एक सर्विस होती है। तो अब उन्होंने सर्विसेज के पैसे लिए हैं, सर्विस के पैसे लिए हैं, तो डेफिनेटली वो क्या है, वो उनका रेवेन्यू है। अब चूँकि वो डेली पता नहीं कितने कमरे रेंट पे दे रहे हैं लोगों को, तो वो उनका एक नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन है, ठीक। तो उनके लिए सेल्स का वर्ड हम नहीं यूज़ करेंगे वहाँ पे, लेकिन जो दूसरे बिजनेस सेल्स से कमाते हैं, वो यहाँ पर होटल वाले जो हैं वो सर्विस दे के कमा रहे हैं, ठीक है। रेस्टोरेंट की बात करें तो रेस्टोरेंट जो है ना, वो आपको दोनों चीज़ें प्रोवाइड कर रहा है। वो कुछ आपको चीज़ें बेच भी रहा है, यानी कि आप खाने के लिए जाते हैं, ठीक है, तो खाना तो बेच रहे हैं वो अपना, और सर्विसेज भी प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। कि आपको ऐसे आलीशान टेबल सजा के दिया जाता है और बड़ी और भी चीज़ें इसी तरह से, ठीक है। एक वेटर ऐसे हाथ बांध के आपके सामने खड़ा होता है और कहता है जी सर, ठीक है। तो उसी तरह से अगर देखें तो मैनेजर भी जो है ना वो कह रहा होता है जी सर, जी मैडम। तो ये सारी सर्विसेज हैं जो कि बिज़नेस को बेहतर बनाने के लिए, अच्छा बनाने के लिए जो है ना वो वहाँ पर डाली जाती हैं, लेकिन असल में उनका काम क्या होता है, वो होता है खाना बेचना। ठीक है, अब रेस्टोरेंट सर्विसेज और जो दूसरा बिज़नेस है ना, सेल्स बिज़नेस, वो दोनों में आता है। ठीक है, तो ये इसलिए मैंने आपको रेस्टोरेंट की एग्जांपल दिया जो कि बहुत अच्छा एक एग्जांपल है कि अब अगर वो ऐसी सर्विसेज ना देना, ऐसे कोई आए बंदा, ये नहीं कि कोई बंदा खाना खाने के लिए आया वहाँ पे, है ना, वो अगर उसे कहें कि जा टेबल पे बैठ जा, इस तरह से अगर बोलें तो अब ज़ाहिर बात दोबारा कौन जाएगा फिर उधर खाना खाने के लिए। तो बेसिकली वो अपनी सर्विसेज की वजह से अपने आप को बेहतर दिखा रहे होते हैं। हालांकि खाने का टेस्ट भी मैटर करता है इसमें, नो डाउट, लेकिन उनकी सर्विसेज जो है ना वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा मैटर कर रही हैं। ठीक है, और लगा लें कि खाने का टेस्ट भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा मैटर करता है। 50% अगर खाने का टेस्ट मैटर करता है तो सर्विसेज भी 50% मैटर करती हैं। वो सर्विस जो वो दे रहे हैं अपने कस्टमर को, अब वो कस्टमर को अच्छा फील करवा रहे हैं, ये एक सर्विस है। ठीक है, फिर साथ वो ऑफ़र निकालते हैं, है ना, तो वो क्या है, वो भी एक नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन होता है। ऑफ़र जब वो निकालते हैं कि क्योंकि बिज़नेस का काम क्या है, ऑफ़र निकालते रहना, है ना। जब नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन निकालता है ऑफ़र निकालता है कि एक के साथ एक पिज़्ज़ा फ्री, है ना। ठीक है, समटाइम तो ऐसा भी होता है कि वो इसलिए भी ऑफ़र निकालते हैं कि जब उनका बिज़नेस सही नहीं चल रहा होता तो कुछ बेहतर चलाने के लिए वो ऐसा करते हैं, लेकिन वो भी एक नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन होता है, कोई ऐसा उसमें अजीब बात नहीं होती, बिज़नेस से बाहर की चीज़ नहीं है। ठीक है, अब हम बात करते हैं कि अब नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन क्या होता है। अब अगर कोई जो बिज़नेस है वो अपना एसिड उठा के बेच देता है ना, वो अब नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन होता है। वो नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन नहीं है, उसने अपना एसिड बेच दिया है, उसको काफ़ी ज़्यादा इनकम हुई होगी। ठीक है, लेकिन क्या होगा, वो नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन नहीं है, उसने गुड्स नहीं सेल किया, उसने सर्विसेज नहीं दी, उसने पूरा एसिड बेच दिया। ठीक है, क्या वो अलग वजह है कि किस वजह से उसने बेचा, उसको पैसों की ज़रूरत थी या बिज़नेस में पैसों की ज़रूरत होगी, तो उसने अपना एसिड बेचा, वो अब नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन में आता है। ठीक है, पार्ट 2 के अंदर इसको बड़ी डिटेल के साथ डिस्कस करेंगे कि किस किस जगह पर जो है ना वो ये अब नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन होता है। कैपिटल प्रॉफिट क्या होता है, कैपिटल रिसीट क्या होती है। ठीक है, उसी तरह से अगर आप इसी में आप पढ़ेंगे कैपिटल रिसीट और कैपिटल रिसीट और रेवेन्यू रिसीट, ये है कैपिटल और रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर्स। हाँ जी, इनके बारे में आप पढ़ेंगे इसमें, तो उसमें भी ये चीज़ क्लियर होगी, लेकिन पार्ट 2 में जो है ना वो इसके प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन होंगे। ठीक है, न्यूमेरिकल क्वेश्चन होंगे। और आई थिंक आपको ये रेवेन्यू समझ आ गया, तो बाकी मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में। थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग।